Chinny rubbed his sleepy eyes and got up from the bed in the small rental house. Outside the window, neon lights reflect the noisy urban night scene. This is Shanghai in 2028. The pace of life in the near future is so fast that it makes people breathless. As an ordinary junior student, his daily life consists of going to class, working part-time, and then sitting in his room playing games. The VR helmet was placed beside the bed, flashing blue light, like a loyal partner, waiting for him to escape into the virtual world. "Hey, it's such a bad day again," Chinny muttered, grabbing a pack of instant noodles for breakfast. The schoolwork was not heavy, but his little pocket money was never enough. The online game Unreal Continent is his spiritual sustenance. Since its launch 5 years ago, this game has become popular all over the world. The whole nation is addicted. Through the Neuralink helmet, players can feel everything in the virtual world: the coolness of the wind blowing through the skin, the buzz of the sword blade cutting through the air, and even the tension of the accelerated heartbeat. The game rules are simple and crude: upgrade, spawn monsters, form a team, copy, and guild hegemony. Equipment and skills determine everything. Top players can make a lot of money through games, buy houses, and marry wives in reality. Losers like Chinny will always hang out in low-level areas. He put on his helmet, and as soon as his consciousness sank, the world changed. In front of you is the starting village of Unreal Continent. On the green lawn of the novice area, NPC vendors are shouting and selling potions, and the roar of wild beasts can be heard faintly from the forest in the distance. Chinny's character is a basic swordsman. His ID is Yifeng. He is only level 15, his equipment is all useless, and his sword is almost dull. Have better luck today. Let's kill a few wild wolves and get enough experience to upgrade, he said to himself, gripped the hilt of his virtual sword, and ran towards the edge of the forest. The interactions in the game were so real, he could smell the moist smell of the soil, and his footsteps made a rustling sound on the fallen leaves. On weekdays, he always plays solo, with no money to form a team, and no guild to protect him. His good friend Eunhee occasionally pulls him in, but she is busy upgrading and he always lags behind. In the forest, several low-level wild wolves were wandering around, staring at him with their red eyes. Chinny took a deep breath and rushed forward to swing his sword. Ha! The sword light flashed, and a wild wolf lost a small part of its health bar, and it came back and bit his leg. The pain came, and even though it was turned to the lowest setting, it still made him frown. Damn, it's this again. I'm only half-assed in swordsmanship, how can I fight? He retreated and slashed, barely managing to deal with 2 of them, and his experience bar increased a bit. But the third wild wolf was more ferocious. With a wave of his claws, he lost half of his health. Chinny gasped and leaned against the tree trunk to chew on the blood bottle. It's like this every day, killing monsters for a long time, and you only have so much experience. Those guys from the Big Boss Guild form a team to clear dungeons, and they level up several times a day. Why am I so miserable? He remembered Eunhee's ridicule during the last chat. Yifeng, you are so lucky that you are on the blacklist of the game company. Next time I will take you to the mid-level area, and I promise not to cheat you. Eunhee is his online friend with the ID Shi Guang, a clever archer who always laughs at him with a smile. But she was not online today, so Chinny had no choice but to continue working alone. In order to gain experience, he decided to go deeper and target an elite Ironclaw wolf. That thing is level 17, has thick HP and high attack power, so single-playing it is just for abuse. But Chinny felt itchy in his heart. Let's give it a try. What if a blue suit explodes? He sneaked closer, and the shadow of the forest lengthened his figure. The iron-clawed wolf was lying behind the rock, gnawing bones. It was covered in gray fur and its claws shone with cold light. Up! Chinny roared, jumped out of the bushes, and thrust his sword straight into the wolf's waist. Bite! The blade of the sword scraped against the fur, scraping off only a trace of blood. The iron-clawed wolf roared and turned around, and swiped its claws. Chinny barely dodged it, but his footsteps tripped on a tree root and he fell down. It hurts, it hurts. System, are you playing with me? He got up and struck several times with his sword until the Iron Claw Wolf's health bar dropped to 80%. The counterattack came. The wolf claws were like iron hooks, tearing through his armor. The blood bar dropped wildly, and Chani hurriedly retreated, thinking, "It's over, I have to go back to the city to resurrect this time." Just when he was about to use the potion, his hand slipped. The virtual operation went wrong. He wanted to press dodge, but accidentally pressed punch. The sword blade was raised high and hit the wolf's head. Buzz! The world suddenly stopped. The screen froze, the iron-clawed wolf's movements were frozen in mid-air, and the sound of wind in the forest stopped abruptly. Chani was stunned. System error? No way, this game server is so stable, it has never crashed. The display inside the helmet flashed red, and a prompt popped up. System anomaly detection, player Yifeng triggered an unknown bug. Data flow is overflowing. Do not disconnect. What? A loophole? Chani's heartbeat accelerated. This game claims to have endless possibilities, but developers occasionally fix hidden bugs, and I heard that players who trigger them will be banned. He wanted to take off the helmet, but found that his body could not move and his consciousness was locked in virtuality. The picture distorted, like ripples on water. The model of the Iron Claw Wolf shattered into data fragments, and the surrounding trees began to disintegrate. "Hey! System, stop making trouble," he shouted, but his voice echoed in the blank. Suddenly, a golden light exploded, and the system voice sounded, but the machine had a strange gentleness. Bug repair failed. The compensation mechanism is activated. Player Yifeng obtains legendary equipment, Phantom Blade. The hidden skill tree is lit successfully. Unlock the primary skill, Shadow Escape, hiding in the shadows, teleporting 10 meters, lasting 5 seconds, cooldown 30 seconds. Data synchronization in progress. The world is reorganized. Chani blinked and found that he was standing on the same spot. The Iron Claw Wolf was still there, but there was an extra sword in his right hand. No, it was the Phantom Blade. The blade of the sword is woven like a stream of light, and there is a faint black shadow wandering around the edge of the blade. The attribute panel pops up. Phantom Blade, legendary attack plus 150, agility plus 50, special effect, Shadow Blade Slash, includes shadow damage, ignores 20 fence. Bound to the player and cannot be dropped. Legendary? This is top-notch equipment. Chani's eyes widened. Legendary equipment in the game is usually a rare item only owned by the guild boss. He tried to swing his sword, and black light streaked in the air. He felt power pouring into his limbs, like a chicken's blood. Hidden skill tree? What the hell? On the panel, a new column lights up. Hidden skill tree, Shadow Guardian, branch 1/infinity. Current skill, Shadow Escape. He felt ecstatic in his heart. This is definitely a benefit brought by BUG. Normally, he couldn't even get enough green equipment, but now he just skipped a level. The Iron-Clawed Wolf came to his senses and roared at him. Chani instinctively retreated, and the skill description flashed in his mind. Try it. He muttered Shadow Escape silently, and with a slight movement of his body, he turned into a black shadow and blended into the shadow of the ground. Whoosh! He teleported behind the wolf, reaching a distance of 10 meters in the blink of an eye. The wolf's claws failed and it was too late to turn around. Take my sword. Chani laughed and slashed down with the Phantom Blade. Black light erupted, the Shadow Blade effect was triggered, the wolf's defense was like paper, and the health bar was instantly cleared. The elite monster fell to the ground with a crash, exploding a pile of materials and gold coins. It feels so damn good. Chani stood next to the corpse, feeling the unprecedented power. Brushing monsters on weekdays is like squeezing out toothpaste, but now you can kill them instantly with one hit? This bug is simply pie in the sky. He looked at the sword in his hand and felt faintly excited. From now on, he is no longer a loser. This is an opportunity to change your destiny. The counterattack starts from here. Chani stood next to the Iron-Clawed Wolf's body, his chest still heaving violently. The aftertaste of that power made him couldn't help but swing his sword 2 more times. The black light flashed in the air, much like a peerless magic weapon in a martial arts movie. He glanced at the panel, and the experience bar was rushing upwards. The efficiency of the instant kill just now was simply cheating. No, we have to go back to the safe area and try the limits of this thing. What if there are any hidden dangers? He murmured to himself, put away the materials, and ran to the starting village briskly. The path in the forest was winding, and the sun shone on the leaves, but all he could think about was the appearance of the phantom blade. For the first time in his life, he felt that the game was no longer a tool to escape reality, but a ladder to the top. The villages in the safe zone were as lively as ever, and the NPC vendors shouted at the top of their lungs, fresh potions, sold at cheap prices. Players gathered in groups, discussing last night's guild war. Chen found a remote training ground, with empty wooden stakes and targets scattered everywhere. He took a deep breath and activated the panel. The column of the hidden skill tree was dazzlingly bright, branch of Shadow Guardian, current level 1. Unlocking conditions, use Shadow Escape 10 times in total to increase attack power by 10%. Preview of subsequent branches, Shadow Fusion, invisibility effect, lasts for 10 seconds, cools down for 1 minute, requires level 20 to unlock. Unlock it step by step? This skill tree sounds like an infinite stream. Chen Yi's eyes lit up. The basic swordsman skill tree was as boring as a textbook. At most, he could add some strength or speed. Now this hidden tree is simply tailor-made. He tried to use Shadow Escape continuously. His feet sank, and a black shadow enveloped his whole body. In 2 swishes, he teleported from one end of the wooden pile to the other. His body felt as light as a swallow. It's so smooth. The attack power is still increasing, and the panel shows plus 5%. He pulled out the phantom blade again and slashed at the target. The effect of the shadow blade exploded, sawdust flew, and the target broke into 2 pieces. Happy. He couldn't help but laugh out loud, and a thought flashed through his mind. He had to find someone to share it with. It would be a shame to hold back such a great thing. He opened the friend list, found Shi Guang, and sent a private message. Shi, are you online? I've made a big discovery, which will definitely shock your chin. And Shi's profile picture lit up, and he replied quickly, Yifeng, are you having trouble again? Last time you said you found a blue suit, but it turned out that the whiteboard sword was replated, right? What's the matter? Chen chuckled and connected via voice. The sound system in the helmet was simulated so realistically that he heard clear laughter coming from Inchi, like the girl next door chewing an apple. No kidding, this time is awesome. When I was farming Ironclaw Wolf, I triggered a bug and the system crashed. As a result, I was given the legendary equipment Phantom Blade. I also lighted up the hidden skill tree, Shadow Escape, Shadow Blade Slash, super cool. Chen was so excited that he spoke quickly and shared screenshots while talking. And she was silent for a few seconds, and then burst into laughter. Ha ha ha, you won the lottery? Legendary equipment? Don't be ridiculous, I have been in the low-level area for half a year, and I can only pick up green equipment. Where is the evidence? Oh, screenshot, wait, is this attribute real? Attack plus 150? Yifeng, you can't hack into the server, right? How can I have that ability? It was triggered accidentally, and the system said it was a compensation mechanism. Come and meet in the safe area, and I will demonstrate it to you live. Let's team up and make a low-level dungeon to test the waters. Chen felt excited. And she always took him flying on weekdays, but this time it was his turn to carry. And she hesitated for a moment and replied, I'm dubious, but it sounds exciting. Okay, I'll wait for you at the entrance of the village, don't let me down, Gyausi counterattack version. In less than 5 minutes, Uni's character appeared at the entrance of the village. She is a playful archer with long flowing hair. She is dressed in green and has a bow and arrow in her hand. She also has a small guild mark hanging next to her ID Shi Guang. She has never been seen in real life, but judging from her voice, she must be a college girl. She is as smart as an ant in a Shanghai alley, and knows all the gossip. Wow, Yifeng, your sword is blinding. And she came closer, her eyes widened, and she reached out to poke the blade. The black shadow flashed, and she backed away in fright. Damn, are you alive? Demonstrate your skills quickly. Qinyi smiled proudly, watch it. He silently recited Shadow Escape. His figure melted into the shadows, appeared behind her in the blink of an eye, and patted her shoulder. Are you surprised? And she turned around and screamed, then burst into laughter. Awesome. This instant of invisibility, it's an assassin's dream. Okay, I believe it. But is the bug stable? The game company has fixed it. What if the call is blocked? She frowned, with a bit of worry in her voice, and tentatively shot the arrow at the target. Ignore that for now. We'll know in real combat. Let's go and clear the low-level dungeon of Shadow Cave, just outside the village. There are many monsters there, and the boss is a stone demon. It's difficult to clear alone. We just want to practice. Qinyi pulled her into the team, and the two of them left the village side by side. On the way, and she chirped, Yifeng, your luck is unbelievable. Usually you are like a tortoise crawling while killing monsters, but now you just fly a plane? To be honest, I am a little envious. What are you like in reality? Are you still that useless college student? Hey, don't poke me where it hurts. Reality is hard, but in the game I am the king now. When I carry you and level up, you will know how powerful you are. Qinyi responded with a smile, feeling warm in his heart. And she was always like this, her teasing was laced with concern. In the 2 years since they met, she had dragged him through countless dungeons, and she had never disliked him for being a hindrance. This time, he wanted to prove that he was not a liability. The entrance to Shadow Cave is gloomy, with vines covering the stone door. The two of them entered, and the system prompted, low-level copy, Shadow Cave. Recommended level 15 to 18. Rewards, experience, resources. The light inside is dim, and bats and little goblins are scurrying around. And she drew the bow and shot an arrow, hitting a goblin in the head with one arrow. I'll open the way, you follow. Qinyi nodded, activated Shadow Escape, teleported into the pile of mobs, and swept across with the phantom blade. The shadow blade slashed with black light, and the health bars of the 3 goblins were instantly cleared, and copper coins and cloth exploded. Wow! This efficiency takes seconds. And she glared and fired arrows in succession. The two of them cooperated tacitly. She controlled the field from a distance, and he harvested from close range. Normally, this dungeon would take half an hour to complete, but now I can clear it to the middle in 10 minutes. Qinyi felt that power was surging, and the hidden skill tree prompted, the number of times Shadow Escape is used +1, and the attack power increases by 2%. And look at my sword. It ignores defense. The goblin's leather armor is as good as paper. And she giggled, you kid, your tail will rise as soon as you are equipped. Be careful, there is a small boss in front of you, the Stone Demon King, with blood as thick as a tank. She shared the information as she spoke, and the two pushed open the stone door. The Stone Demon King was a 2-meter-tall rock monster. His fist hit the ground, causing the ground to tremble. And she shot an arrow to restrain him. I'm trying to draw hatred from you. The stone demon roared and rushed towards him. And she dodged and rained down arrows, but only scraped off a small amount of blood. Qinyi's heart beat faster. This was his show moment. Leave it to me, he shouted, and activated his Shadow Escape, blending into the shadow of the cave and teleporting behind the stone demon. There were 20 seconds left on the cooldown, so he didn't wave, and the phantom blade penetrated the weak point. Bite! The shadow blade effect is triggered, the rock cracks, black light seeps in, and the stone demon's health bar drops by 30%. The monster turned around and smashed wildly. Qinyi rolled to the ground to dodge, and Enshi's arrow flew from the side, adding 10%. Great job! Keep going! The battle became fierce. The stone demon summoned the little stone men, and the cave became a mess. Qinyi's heart tightened. This bug is really stable, but if something goes wrong... He shook off the distracting thoughts, ended the cooldown of Shadow Escape, teleported away again, and slashed 3 times with his sword. The stone demon roared, and the wind of the fist brushed his shoulder, causing pain, but he had plus 50 agility and easily avoided it. And she, focus on the head, he shouted. And she responded, her bowstring buzzing, got it. This boss is going to kneel. Her arrow accurately hit the eye. Chun-Yi took the opportunity to jump up and raise the phantom blade high. The shadow blade was fully opened. Black light surged out like a tide, the stone demon's rock armor shattered, and its health bar returned to 0. Boom! The boss fell to the ground, and the system burst into golden light. Kill the Stone Demon King, experience plus 500, and obtain rare materials, Magic Crystal X3, Blue Belt X1. Team experience sharing. The two of them were panting, and she excitedly rushed over and patted him on the shoulder. Yifeng, your bug is too perverted. You can pass the level easily, and the experience is enough for me to move up a level. I'll give you the belt, and it'll be perfect with your sword. Chun-Yi smiled and shook his head. Split it, let's use it as a team. He felt a sense of accomplishment in his heart. From being a weakling alone to carrying teammates, this growth was like a warm current. But at this moment, the system interface suddenly flashed red, abnormal data detection. Please stay connected. The screen was slightly stuck, and she was also stunned. Warning? Your BUG won't cause trouble, right? Chun-Yi swallowed, feeling vaguely uneasy, but more excited. It's just a small risk, let's continue exploring. And she, join me and dig out the secrets of this hidden tree? And she blinked and teased, okay, but you have to promise not to trick me. From now on, we are partners, counterattacking the big guys in the guild. There was a faint sound of wind deep in the cave. The two smiled at each other, stepped out of the dungeon, and the sunset lengthened their shadows. As the sun set, the outline of the starting village stretched out in the golden light. Chun-Yi and she sprang out from the exit of the shadow cave, still smelling of the cave's dust. The red light of the system warning flashed for a moment and then went out. The uneasiness in Chun-Yi's heart seemed to be blown away by the wind, and the excitement rose again. Cece, we have to make good use of the magic crystal that the boss just dropped. There is an upgrade slot in the hidden skill tree, which can just strengthen the phantom blade. And she shook off the ashes on the bowstring, and poked his arm with a smile. You kid, you are planning to upgrade just after carrying? Okay, I heard that the blacksmith NPC in the village can forge with magic crystal, but the old man patrols at odd hours and only starts work in the middle of the night. Let's go to the tavern to inquire first, and listen to the gossip in the village. Who knows if your bug has spread? The two of them walked side by side towards the village and passed by a place where several low-level players gathered. Those guys were chatting animatedly around a campfire. Have you heard? There's a loser player named Yifeng who defeated the boss of Shadow Cave alone. His equipment flashed like a laser light, and with a wave of his sword, all the monsters knelt down. A chubby mage player gestured with his voice as loud as a broadcast. Chun-Yi paused, and then she pulled his sleeve and whispered, "Hey, you're famous." But it spread too fast. As soon as the dungeon came out, you became a legend in the low-level area? Chun-Yi felt hot in his heart. Usually when he was killing monsters, those players would always laugh at him as another one for nothing, but now someone actually mentioned his ID. He whispered back, "It's just good luck, but you have to keep a low profile. If the guild focuses on it, you will be in big trouble." And she blinked and became smarter. "Don't worry, I have an intelligence network. I browse the chat section in the tavern every day, and no troubles in it can escape my piercing eyes. Come on, sister will take you flying." The tavern in the village was as lively as the Chinese New Year. The wooden tables were filled with virtual Alesh. Players exchanged cups, and the smell of barbecue floated in the air. And she was familiar with the game, so she pushed Chun-Yi into a group of low-level players. She ordered 2 glasses of newbie juice. It was free and tasted like lemonade with sugar, and then approached a warrior player wearing a broken helmet. "Brother, I heard that there are masters who can solo farm in Shadow Cave. Tell me in detail, what kind of equipment is it like?" The soldier's eyes lit up, and he came over and whispered, "No. That Ifeng, the sword is black, and when he swings it, shadows fly around, and 3 goblins are killed in one blow. I saw him come out of the cave with a golden light, and his experience bar increased. I heard that some hidden event was triggered, which is awesome. However, there are more NPCs patrolling outside the village, and the system seems to be checking abnormal data, so be careful. Chenyi listened, feeling overwhelmed with emotion. It is a good thing that this reputation has spread, proving that he is no longer the weakling, but it is also like a double-edged sword. And she thanked the soldier and dragged him to the corner. Did you hear that? The patrol NPC is the eye of the system, specializing in scanning for bugs. We have to take a detour to the blacksmith. I know a small road that goes around the back mountain to avoid the main road. Okay, I'll treat you to a big dinner when we meet in real life. Chenyi replied with a smile, and the 2 of them slipped out of the tavern. The night is getting darker, and the trail in the back mountain outside the village is quiet, with shadows of trees dancing and only the sound of insects chirping. And she was exploring the road ahead, with bows and arrows on alert. There are few NPC patrols on this road, but there are wild wolves. Your shadow escape is just in time to practice. After upgrading the equipment, the attack power will be increased by 10%, and the Phantom Blade can break through more defenses. Chenyi nodded, and the hidden skill tree on the panel has been upgraded to level 2, Guardian of Shadow. Cumulative use of Shadow Escape 15 times, unlocks the enhancement Blade Shadow Fusion. The blade merges into the shadow, continuous damage plus 15%, and the cooldown is shortened to 25 seconds. He embedded 3 magic crystals into the sword body, and the blacksmith NPC's forging interface popped up. With a clang, the Phantom Blade's black light became stronger, its attributes jumped to attack plus 180, and it added the Shadow Devouring effect, which can absorb 5% of the enemy's life and convert it into its own shield. It's done! This sword now looks like a vampire, and it's invincible against monsters. He tried swinging the sword, and the shadows in the air twisted, and he felt power pour into his limbs and bones. In the past, his leveling up was like squeezing out toothpaste, but now his strength has improved rapidly, and every step is sure-footed. And she turned back, his eyes bright, handsome. But don't wander, there are wolves ahead. The intelligence said that the blacksmith is in the hut at the foot of the mountain, and he will show off when we arrive. The 2 of them accelerated forward, and Chenyi's arrows occasionally shot out to clear away the monsters on the roadside. Chenyi followed behind and tried his hand at Shadow Escape. He teleported around a charging wild wolf and slashed down with the Shadow Blade. The wolf's health bar was cleared and the experience was plus 20. There is a tacit understanding, she controls the field, he harvests, and she teases as he runs. Ifeng, you have changed from a weakling to a strong one. I remember the first time we formed a team, you were chased like a rabbit by the goblins, and now you are directly a hunter. This is how the team fills each other's positions. Chenyi felt warm in his heart, and an inner monologue flashed through him. Yes, I always felt that I was holding back in the past, but now with this bug and her support, I feel like I can conquer the world. Cece, thank you. If it weren't for your information, I would have been arrested by the NPC and interrogated. Just as he was saying this, there was suddenly the sound of footsteps in the woods ahead, and there were more than one pair. And she drew her bow and whispered, "Wait, there is someone." It's not a wild monster, the player ID. Damn, it's from the Sky Guild. How do they know this road? Chenyi glanced at the panel, and 3 players sprang out from the forest, 2 warriors flanking each other, and a mage controlling the field from behind. The leading warrior's ID was Iron Arm and his voice was rude. "Hey, boy, is it you, Ifeng? I heard that you have a black sword, legendary outfit? The Tsangcheong Guild is interested in it, hand it over, and I will spare your life, brother. Boss Haoxuan will personally name you, don't toast me and you will be punished with wine." Chenyi's heart sank. Haoxuan? That was a famous guild elite in the low-level area. He was as ambitious as a hungry wolf and specialized in grabbing resources from novices. As expected, the spread of fame caused trouble. This was a probing provocation. He clenched the hilt of his sword and thought. The 3 of them were about level 18 and equipped with green equipment. It would be risky to attack them head-on, but with Enchi and Shadow escape, they could fight back. Cece, retreat and distance yourself, I'll start the group. He shouted. Enchi responded, and the arrow flew out, hitting the mage directly. Wanna grab it? There is no way. Yifeng, come on. The mage dodged and counterattacked with ice arrows, but Enchi rolled to the ground to avoid it. Two warriors rushed towards him, and Iron Arm shouted, "Boy, the equipment belongs to us." The axe whizzed, Chani refused to retreat, Shadow Escape was activated, his figure merged into the shadow of the trees at night, and teleported to the side of Iron Arm. After cooling down for 25 seconds, he calculated the timing correctly and stabbed out with the Phantom Blade. The fusion of the blade and shadow was triggered, the black light twined like a snake, the blood bar of the Iron Arm dropped by 40%, the shadow swallowed back 10% of the life, and his shield lit up. What the hell? Invisibility? Iron Arm screamed and turned around to slash, but Chani had already rolled away. Enchi's arrow hit the target from the side and slowed down the headshot. Another soldier rushed over, and Chani's heart tightened. From a weak chicken to this step, it depends on this transformation, so you can't waste it. He took a deep breath, and when the Shadow Escape cooldown ended, he teleported away again and slashed twice with his sword. Shadow Blade Slash ignored defense. The warrior's shield shattered, his health bar returned to 0, and green wrist guards exploded when he fell to the ground. 1. Chani shouted, with unprecedented confidence in his voice. The mage panicked, and fireballs came. Enchi pulled him out of the way. Yifeng, flank. She cleverly shot a retarding arrow to stick to the mage's footsteps. Chani jumped up and ran into the shadow of the fireball with shadow teleportation. Wushang teleported behind the mage and sealed his throat with a sword. The black light exploded, and the mage screamed, "Boss, there is something weird about this kid." Report. Before he could finish his words, the health bar was emptied. Iron Arm saw that the situation was not good and wanted to run away, but Enchi's arrows blocked the road, and Chani ended the battle with his last Shadow Blade Slash. All 3 people were wiped out. The system prompted, kill the enemy player, honor plus 50, and get loot, green equipment x2, copper coins 200. When the battlefield quieted down, Enchi panted and ran over, patting him on the back. Awesome. Killed 3 people in a counterattack. Your counterattack style is so cool. You used to cry when you were surrounded, but now you just kill the team. Perfect team understanding. Chani wiped away his virtual sweat and replied with a smile, "Thanks to your intelligence and control of the field. If I had gone it alone, it would have been over. But Haoshuan sent people, and this conflict started. Their guild is powerful and they are targeting me." Enchi frowned and took a closer look at the trophies. In Iron Arm's diary, Haoshuan's order is written: test Yifeng's equipment, its weak point is melee combat, and catch them alive. That guy is very ambitious. I heard that he is a second-generation rich man in real life, and he specializes in bullying us ordinary people in the game. Yifeng, we have to level up quickly and form a team to fight back. The blacksmith's hut is ahead, strengthen the equipment first, and then dig out Haoshuan's background. Chani nodded, fighting spirit welling up in his heart. From a weak chicken to a small strong man, this is just the starting point. The shadow of Haoshuan is shrouded like night, but with Enchi around, it feels like the road ahead is bright. They quickened their pace, the lights of the hut at the foot of the mountain flickered dimly, and the night wind was filled with the sound of metal tapping. The door of the hut at the foot of the mountain opened with a creak, and the blacksmith NPC's soot-covered face emerged from behind the fire. His eyes narrowed into slits and he glanced at Chani and Enchi. "Here it comes again? Little devils, it's midnight, your equipment is broken, or do you want to upgrade it?" The old man's voice was like sandpaper sharpening iron, rough but reliable. Chani handed over the phantom blade, and the energy of the magic crystal on the panel was still buzzing. "Uncle, help embed and strengthen it, and the sword body will be blessed with shadow devouring." The blacksmith snorted, and the hammer jingled, causing sparks to fly. And she leaned against the door and looked wearily at the dark forest outside. "Yifeng, those 3 guys from Sungcheong just now have probably reported the news. That boy Haochuan has hands and eyes as good as the sky. We have to act quickly. We can't do it alone, we have to recruit people. Chinny nodded, with a flash in his mind. I used to always fight alone, but now with her reminder, I feel a little more weight on my shoulders, but also stable. The blacksmith handed the sword back, the black light became thicker, and the system prompt popped up. Phantom Blade upgraded successfully, attack plus 200, Shadow Devouring increased to 8% life conversion. He tried to swing it, and the sound of the air tearing was clear and the power came like a tide. It's done! Cece, go to the tavern to recruit people early tomorrow morning. There are many independent players, and there are many who are bullied by guilds in the low-level area. Find a few reliable ones and form a team to conquer the Shadow Forest. In that copy, the boss will drop well and you can practice tacit understanding. And she's eyes lit up, and she clapped her hands and said, enemies. The Shadow Forest is a popular place in the low-level area. It is guarded by shadow wolves and tree spirits. It's a good time to try your hand in team battles. My intelligence network said that there is a hidden path there that can lead directly to the boss's lair. When recruiting people, I keep an eye on them and don't attract pig teammates. The two thanked the blacksmith and slipped out of the hut. The night breeze was cool and the lights in the village were gradually dimming. They took a small path back to the village, avoiding the main road. As they walked, Chinny said, Haochuan is targeting me. Equipment is the key. But as a team, we can share the firepower. From a weakling to a leader, this step must be steady. It was just dawn, and the tavern in the starting village was busy again. The players drank hot energy ale and chatted about last night's gossip. Chinny and she squeezed into the corner, and she spoke first, with a low but attractive voice, fellow Sanren buddies, have you heard of Yifeng? He is a ruthless character who clears the Shadow Cave alone. We are going to form a team to clear the Shadow Forest, and recruit a warrior and a mage. The rewards will be equally distributed, and we guarantee that there will be no cheating. Who will come? Several players around them raised their heads, their eyes changing from suspicion to curiosity. A sturdy warrior player with the ID Tianyo stood up and rubbed his head. Yifeng? There was a rumor in the tavern last night that you were his teammates? The Tsangqiang Guild was very embarrassed last night. 3 of them were killed, haha. Okay, I, Tianyu, am a pure layman. I have been kicked by the guild. I am specialized in shield combat and have full defense. Add me? And she glanced at Chinny and nodded, welcome. Tianyu, I see you are level 20 and have all the green equipment. You can fill the front row just right. Another tall and thin mage, with the ID Wind Whisper, pushed up the glasses-like virtual frame. Here I am. Fire-type field control, a single person, male. Those guys are always grabbing resources. I heard that Yifeng has a hidden skill. The probability of dropping blue equipment is high. I figured out the path. Hide or not, Fengyu, can your firewall block the way? The last one is a nimble assassin-type player with the ID Shadow Blade. She is female, and her voice is crisp, count me in. Agile style, Sanren is bitter, ha, the guild will not accept a disobedient like me. I have heard of Sister Shiguang's archery skills, and Tuanifeng's swordsmanship is more expressive. It's better to go through the dungeon as a team than to work alone. And she happily held her hand, Shadow Blade girl, be smart. Our 5-person team is ready. I am the archer, Yifeng is the main swordsman, Tianyo is the shield in the back, and Shadow Blade is the flanker. Let's go into the forest. The team's tacit understanding was evident right from the tavern. While walking and chatting, and she distributed information, the entrance to the Shadow Forest is in the forest east of the village. It is very foggy and the field of vision is suppressed by 20%. The Shadow Wolves came first, more than a dozen of them. The boss is the Tree Spirit King, and the vines have great control over the field. Yifeng, open the way. Chinny was in front, waving the Phantom Blade lightly, using Shadow Escape to explore the path, and the team followed. Tianyu raised his shield and roared, Boss, I heard that the sky is spreading rumors that you, Yifeng, are a bug player and your equipment comes from shady sources. Whoever teams up with you will be unlucky. Ha, Tinyu, don't believe it. You killed 3 people last night. You're so cool. Qingyi's heart sank. Hao Xuan moved so fast, surveillance and rumors, this was to divide him. But he didn't panic, and replied as he walked, rumors stop with wise men. Enter the dungeon and prove it with your strength. Whoever believes it will follow. Feng Yu hummed from behind. Yes, the guild group, led by Hao Xuan, specializes in reaping benefits and not giving them to others. Brother Ifeng, we believe you. Shadow Blade chuckled. Girls, stop talking, the fog is rising in front, and the wolves are coming. The entrance to the forest is filled with mist, and the shadows of the trees are swaying, as if they are alive. System prompt, enter the shadow forest, the difficulty is medium to low, a team of 4 to 6 people is recommended. The shadow wolves sprang out, more than a dozen gray-haired monsters with green eyes, rushing towards the team. Tinyu roared and smashed his shield on the ground, taunt. The wolves turned to him, their claws scraping against the shield and clanking. Enchi's arrow flew out, and the decelerating arrow stuck to the leading wolf. Ifeng, come up. Fengyu, the wall of fire blocks the way back. With a wave of Feng's magic staff, the wall of flame shot up, burning the wolves in the back row and howling. Qingyi took a deep breath, and the hidden skill tree suddenly heated up, and the system dinged. Use Shadow Escape 20 times in total, and unlock a new branch, Phantom Combo. 3 consecutive hits of the Shadow Sword Light, ignoring 30% of defense. Each hit superimposes 5 mage, and has a cooldown of 45 seconds. From Shadow Guardian to here, growth is like cheating. He shouted, look at me. Shadow Escape activated, his figure blended into the mist and tree shadows, and teleported to the middle of the wolves. The Phantom Combo is triggered, the first strike explodes, killing 1 wolf instantly, and the shadow swallows back the life. The second strike kills 2 wolves, and the health bar drops wildly. The third strike superimposes 15 mage, sweeping 3 wolves, and the continuous killing prompt refreshes the screen. Kill the Shadow Wolf X6, experience plus 120, shared by the team. The team was stunned. Tinyu laughed loudly, boss is awesome. This combo will make the wolves kneel down. The shadow blade flashed out from the flank, and the dagger hit 2 wolves with residual blood. Brother Ifeng, handsome. I was hesitant when I heard the rumors before, but now I believe it, you are the true leader. And she suppressed it with arrows, and shouted while shooting, keep the formation, advance to the boss area. Fengyu, replenish blood. Fengyu's healing fireball flew, the team's health bar stabilized, and they had a tacit understanding like the old team. Deep into the forest, tree spirit guards sprang out, vines whipping out like whips. Tinyu blocked it with a shield and groaned, guard it. Ifeng, break its roots. After Ifeng escaped, the Phantom Combo started again. The sword light cut off the vines, and the Dryad's health bar dropped by 30%. The continuous damage caused it to wither. The Shadow Blade pierced the weak spot, and Chi's arrow hit the eye, and the Wind Whisper fireball hit the root. After continuously killing elves, the experience bar skyrocketed. Qingyi's panel was raised to level 22, with attribute points added to attack, and he felt more powerful. The inner monologue is short, with the team, I am not alone in this counterattack. Finally arriving at the boss's lair, the tree spirit king roared and stood up, 10 meters tall, with vines like a net covering. Tinyu rushed forward, I will bring hatred. The shield withstood the first wave and the team dispersed. Hao Xuan's rumors seemed ridiculous at this moment. Feng Yu shouted, Ifeng, side attack. The guild said you have a bug, I think it's a talent. Qingyi nodded, the blade shadow fused and added a phantom combo, the cooling was just right. He teleported into the shadow of the vines, and exploded with 3 blows. The first hit broke the defense, the second hit devoured life and turned into shield, and the third hit the core. The tree spirit king screamed, and the health bar was cleared. The team's last hit, the system's big prompt, kill the tree spirit king and clear the shadow forest. Rare drops, Blue Talisman X1, Shadow Wolf Skin X5, experience plus 500, team share. The falling light dispersed, Qingyi gave Tinyu a piece of skin, for shield strengthening. Feng Yu took the amulet, add magic power, thank you, boss. And she smiled, share evenly, Yifeng, take more blade fragments and upgrade the phantom blade. Shadow Blade came closer. Brother Yifeng, that combo just now. Sun Qiong is monitoring outside the village. I heard the intelligence. They are spreading the lie that there are many ghosts in Yifeng's team, and the drops will be swallowed up to attract people. But with your strength here, who will believe it? We will fight you to the end. Chen Yi clenched his fists and became more motivated. From being a loser to the core of the team, this growth is real. The shadow of the guild is still there, but the team is stable and a counterattack is just around the corner. The sun shone at the exit of the forest, and they walked out side by side. The noise of players could be heard faintly from the direction of the village. And she poked him, the next step is to find out the details of Haoshuan. We have a team, we are not afraid. Tinia patted his chest, yes, the Sanren Alliance will counterattack the guild. Chen Yi took the lead with a smile, his steps firm, although there were storms ahead, but his heart was bright. The stone road at the edge of the village was still covered with morning dew. The 5 members of the team sprang out from the exit of the shadow forest. The sun shone on their equipment, shining with a blue-green sheen. Chen Yi wiped his sweat and sheathed the phantom blade. He felt that the sword was still trembling slightly, as if he was recalling the previous combo. Cici, is there any new news from the intelligence network? That guy Haoshuan probably won't give up just like that. He asked as he walked, without stopping, leading everyone straight to the tavern in the center of the village, where scattered people gathered, so they could get supplies. And she gasped and nodded, the bowstring in his hand was still stretched, and his eyes scanned the surrounding players. Just now in the depths of the forest, I used the hidden skill to scan the surrounding area. There were at least 2 spies from the Suncheon Guild, whose IDs were Goshawk and Shadow Guard. They didn't enter the dungeon, so they stayed at the entrance. Haoshuan personally sat at the border of the low-level area, and brought a dozen elites with him. I heard they were rushing. It came with your phantom blade. The guild intelligence network said that it was legendary, and whoever got it would take off. She paused, then leaned closer to Chen Yi and whispered, the rumors they spread have been upgraded. Now they say that you will not only bug the equipment, but also infect system failures. Tinyu and the others will be furious after hearing this. Tinyu opened the way in front, carrying his shield on his shoulders, and hummed in a rough voice, Band? I have been kicked by the guild, so I'm not afraid anymore. Boss Yifeng, Sun Qiong's grandsons specialize in getting benefits. Haoshuan himself is level 28, covered in purple clothes, and the team he leads includes mages and assassins. We are specializing in ambushing individual people. Our team has just completed the dungeon and is in full health. It's okay to be tough. He patted his chest, his shield made a metallic buzz, and his eyes were full of anger towards the guild. The days of being bullied in the past made him particularly sensitive to this kind of thing. Feng Yu adjusted his staff in the back row, and the fire halo was still flickering slightly. Tinyo is right, but it's not good to fight head-on. Haoshuan's guild has its own coordinate transmission, and intelligence shows that they have locked the Wilderness Canyon in the low-level area and high-risk border, which is the transfer area. There are many monsters and poor visibility, so we are in a good position to ambush. Brother Yifeng, we can't go straight back to the village. We have to take a detour to the cliff path to the east and avoid the main road. She pushed the virtual frame, and a map projection popped up on the panel, with red dots marking the activity range of the sky. Shadow Blade rushed from the flank to and she sighed briskly, twirling the dagger. Sister Fengyu's analysis is accurate. I heard the news in the tavern. Haoshuan personally ordered a reward of 500 gold coins for whoever can grab the phantom blade first. Sister, I'm sensitive. Jiagao, go explore the road first. She blinked, her voice a little playful, but her eyes were alert. Since joining the team, she has transformed from a solo player to a reliable flanker, and her trust in Chen Yi seems to have been buffed. Listening to everyone's chattering, Chen Yi felt hot in his heart. When he used to work alone, he always thought of countermeasures while fighting, but now the team brainstorms and has a wider range of ideas. He nodded. Shadow Blade, You explore the east path and make sure there is no ambush. Cece, continue to monitor the guild channel. I will use shadow escape to cover everyone. Tiny Fengyu is at the rear and maintain the formation. Hao Xuan wants to play chase, let's give him a counter routine. A brief flash in his heart, wit is not born, it is cultivated by the team, and this growth makes him more stable. The team adjusted the route and bypassed the cliff to the east of the village. The wind blew the grass on the cliff swaying. Below was a high-risk wilderness canyon. The system marked, Danger Zone, Monster Level 25 to 30, Guild Team Recommended. Shadow Blade rushed out first, and reported back a few minutes later, the road is clear, but there are suspicious players at the entrance of the canyon, 3 from the sky, equipped with the same purple light. Hao Xuan himself did not show up, but the intelligence said that he was waiting in the middle of the canyon. And she frowned, and the intelligence stream on the panel flashed, Shiguang Intelligence, the sky ambush plan was exposed, block both ends of the canyon and launch in the middle. Yifeng, they have locked your ID coordinates and probably used guild props to track them. We can't force our way in, we have to find a way to confuse them. Just as he was talking, the system suddenly shook, and a red warning flashed at the edge of Qinyi's field of vision. An enemy player approaching is detected, the distance is 500 meters. The wind and sand in the canyon rolled up, and more than a dozen figures emerged from the mist. The leader was Hao Xuan. The tall figure was wrapped in a purple battle robe, holding a thunder spear, and the guild leader's mark flashed above his head. Yifeng, hand over the phantom blade, so I don't have to do it. Hao Xuan sneered, leading 8 elite soldiers, 2 heavy armored warriors to move forward, 4 mages to control the field, and 2 assassins to attack from the side. There were a few other individuals who had been bribed, and their total number of people doubled the number of the team. Tiniu immediately raised his shield and stood in front of Qinyi. Hao Xuan, you are the overlord of the guild, and you only bully the sand people? I, Tiniu, will stand up to you today. He roared and taunted, smashing the shield to the ground, and hatred towards him, but Hao Xuan raised the tip of his spear and threw out the lightning chain. Tiniu's health bar dropped by 20%, and he retreated with a groan. Feng Yu waved his staff quickly, and a wall of fire sprang up to seal the flanks. Brother Yifeng, retreat. Their mage has a freezing formation, and the control of the field is too strong. The Shadow Blade dagger flashed and stabbed a miscellaneous fish, but was blocked by the assassin's opponent, and the situation was instantly stalemate. And she fired arrows continuously, slowing down the 2 mages. Yifeng, don't panic. Intelligence shows that there is a system instability point in the middle of the canyon, which is left by a developer bug and the monsters refresh abnormally. Your phantom blade has triggered a glitch, maybe it can be used. She analyzed while shooting, her voice was rapid but clear. In the past, she always provided information alone, but now the team crisis has made her more focused, and her growth is reflected in the complementarity. Qinyi's heartbeat quickened, and the team was locked in a tough fight. The Iron Bull shield was shattered, the magic power of Wind Whisper was suppressed, the Shadow Blade was entangled by the assassin, and he himself was forced back by the shadow of Hao Xuan's gun. The phantom blade buzzed, the hidden skill tree heated up, and the system prompt flashed faintly, bug interference warms up, accumulating abnormal energy. A flash occurred in his mind, the glitch triggered by the last monster's spawn was not a coincidence, it was a hidden branch of the skill tree. You can't fight hard, you have to reverse it. Everyone, listen, Tinio holds the front row, and the Wind Whisper fireball hits the middle rock wall. Shadow Blade, cut off their logistics. Cece, cover me. Qinyi shouted, and the figure activated Shadow Escape, blended into the shadow of the canyon, and teleported to the side of Hao Xuan. Hao Xian turned around with a sneer, and the spear and lightning exploded. Boy, no matter how well equipped you are, you can't stop the guild's firepower. The gunlight swept over, and Qinyi's health bar almost dropped by half, but he did not retreat. The phantom combo was triggered, and the sword light flashed 3 times in a row. The first hit broke the defense, the second hit devoured the shield, and the third hit superimposed damage and hit Hao Xuan's shoulder armor, and the health bar dropped by 25%. Hao Xuan groaned, this sword, Shadow Bug? Brothers, Go ahead. Grab the blade. The melee escalated, the mage rained down arrows of ice, and the team's bloodline was in critical condition. Chinny gritted his teeth and said in his heart, "Wit is born in crisis, so I have to bet on this glitch." He deliberately let the phantom blade brush against the rock wall in the middle, where the system was already abnormal. When the sword light touched, the screen suddenly froze, and the entire field of vision shook. System glitch triggered, area refresh abnormal, monsters violently summoned. The canyon floor cracked, and more than 20 high-level stone demons sprang out from the ground, level 28, and the rock fists smashed into the nearest player, which happened to be the Tsungcheong team. Hao Xian's face changed drastically. What the hell? This is a bug. Disperse. His elite were surrounded by stone demons. A mage was directly knocked away and his health bar was cleared. The assassin tried to dodge, but was entangled in the rock vines. Tenia laughed loudly and held up a small stone demon with his shield. Big Bull. This is a rebellion. He took advantage of the chaos and taunted two of them away to reduce the pressure on the team. Wind Whisper fireballs blasted through the vines. Brother Yifeng, great operation. The glitch in the middle is a blind spot for intelligence. I will add fire support. The Shadow Blade sprang out from the chaos, and the dagger lasted a last-ditch attack on a sky assassin with residual blood. Thank you for the cover, boss. Now it's our turn. Enshi's arrow rain suppressed the stone demon, and at the same time shot through the weakness of a sky warrior. Yifeng, the glitch lasts for 10 seconds. Hao Xuan is retreating. The intelligence confirmed that his guild has an escape scroll, but the stone demon's pursuit will drag him down. Chinny nodded. Shadow Escape dodged again, caught up with Hao Xuan, and made a shadow blade slash with his backhand. The shadow damage that ignored the defense caused Hao Xuan's shield to shatter, and his health bar dropped by another 30%. Hao Xian roared, "Boy, I remember this grudge. The guild will not let you go." He threw out the scroll and teleported away with the remaining team, leaving behind 3 corpses and scattered equipment. The stone demon glitch ended, and the team gasped and cleared the remaining monsters. Chinny sheathed his sword and the system rang loudly. Victory in the battle. Kill X3 enemy players. Experience plus 300. Hidden skill tree upgrade. Unlock the intermediate ability Bug Intervention. Briefly control game abnormalities and create area glitches. 5 minutes cooldown, lasting 8 to 15 seconds, depending on energy. Cumulative growth. From passive triggering to active intervention, your counterattack will be more accurate. He tried to activate it, and a new branch lit up on the panel, which felt like an extra invisible key. Tenia wiped the dust off his shield and patted Chinifeng's shoulder excitedly. "Boss, this move scared the guild. I used to be ambushed all the time, but now I follow you and I feel invincible." Feng Yu gasped and smiled. "Yes, intelligence plus glitch, perfect combo. Brother Yifeng, your wit is the confidence of the team." Shadow Blade came over and picked it up. A purple wristband on the ground. Fall. Hao Xuan's gun fragments. "Can I give you to strengthen the blade?" Enshi approached, his eyes bright. "Yifeng, the step just now. Without the cooperation of your team, my intelligence was useless." Hao Xuan retreated, but the guild will increase the pursuit. Next, we have to enter the mid-level area to find allies to expand the individual alliance. Chinny clenched his fists and looked at the mist at the end of the canyon, feeling a new fighting spirit surge in his heart. From a weak chicken to controlling bugs, this growth is not luck, but the hard work of every crisis. The team moved forward side by side, and the shouts of distant players could be heard faintly in the wind and sand. After the crisis, the road ahead is more open. The wind and sand gradually subsided, and the fog at the end of the canyon seemed to be torn apart by the sun. The 5 members of the team walked on the gravel road and headed towards the main city. Chinny led the team from the front, with the phantom blade hanging on his waist. The blade of the sword occasionally flashed a shadow ripple. The newly unlocked bug interference skill made him feel that there were more layers of hidden filters on the panel, and the system lines at the edge of the world were vaguely visible. "Cece, that glitch just now feels like more than just a coincidence. After returning to the main city, I have to study this skill tree carefully," he said as he walked, with a bit of excitement in his voice. When he worked alone in the past, he always hit a wall and fumbled. Now that the team's heads are working together, it's like they have unlocked a new map. And she followed, put away her bow and arrows, and nodded while swiping the virtual panel. Yes, Yifeng. I took a look at the forum on the way, and individual players were complaining about the bounty order of the Zhengqiong Guild, saying that your sword is the product of a bug, and whoever touches it will be unlucky. But some people also messaged me privately, asking you how to trigger it. It feels like a big fish is fishing for information. She smiled, and her eyes narrowed into crescents. Tianyu, you repair your shield, and the capstone demon just did it. You are so handsome. Tianyu carried the shield and grinned, with rock powder still stained on his thick arms. Ha, thank you to Sister Shiguan. Boss, the monster bites the sky. In the past, I was kicked out of the guild, and I always felt that individual people were cannon fodder. Now that I hang out with Bossy Feng, I feel that I can stand up. He patted Fengyu on the shoulder. Fengyu, you firewall saved my life. Next time I draw hatred, can you give me an extra buff? Fengyu chuckled, the flames on the staff were still beating. No problem, brother Tianyu. The team combo is getting smoother and smoother. Brother Yifeng's shadow escape paired with my fireball is simply incomprehensible. She turned to look at Shadow Blade. Xiao Bian, the assassin you just last hit. The dagger rotated like the wind. I have seen the wrist guard that fell. It has good attributes. Can you enhance it for Brother Yifeng to use? The shadow blade rushed forward, the dagger flying between the fingers, and winked playfully. Sister Fengyu has a vicious eye. This wrist guard increases agility by 10%, and paired with the boss's shadow blade, it just stacks the shadow damage. I picked it up while exploring the road, and the Zhengqiong gang ran away. You have to hurry up and lose a lot of small things. She paused and lowered her voice, but the forum said that Haoshuan is crazy and everyone in the guild channel is swiping your ID. Let's go back to the main city and keep a low profile. The giant gate at the entrance to the main city zoomed into the field of vision. The towering stone walls were covered with vines, and there were many players, and the cries of vendors mixed with system announcements. The team slipped into the side door, avoided the main square, and went straight to the Sanren Tavern in the East District. The place was brightly lit, the wooden tables were filled with tired adventurers, and the smell of barbecue hung in the air. Chenyi found a corner table, ordered a bottle of cheap game wine, and opened the skill panel while sipping. The hidden skill tree is like a twisted tree trunk, with the roots faintly connected to the core code lines of the system, and the bug interference branches shining with blue light. Strange, this tree seems to be more than just a game module, it is reading underlying data. Cici, does your intelligence network have any bug history? And she sat down, and the panel was projected into a translucent screen, and he scrolled quickly. Yes. I just dug up an old post, an anonymous tip from a closed beta player. It said that when Unreal Continent was developed, there was a core bug that was not fixed, involving the void layer of the server code that is the hidden frame of the game world, connecting the real helmet and the virtual engine. Early players triggered it, and the hidden tree would be lit, but the system would automatically. The developer officially denied it, saying it was a rumor, but there was a screenshot on the forum. A player got a legendary sword 5 years ago, but his account disappeared inexplicably. She approached Chenyi, her voice lowered, and her eyes sparkled with curiosity. Yifeng, after your phantom blade was triggered, the skill tree connected to this level? It may be a conspiracy that the guild bosses knew about but didn't tell. Chenyi frowned, and a brief thought flashed through his mind. From being a loser to controlling the core, this change seemed like cheating, but the code context behind it made him feel uneasy. Growth is not free, you have to dig deep. Cici, keep following, this information is a gold mine. Tianyu, you supply first, Cici and I will study it. Shadow Blade, help keep an eye on the door. Wind Whisper, buy some potions. He activated the bug interference test, the panel shook, and a line of hidden prompts appeared. Skill tree link core code, void anomaly detected, unlocking the potential branch void calling, needs to clear the hidden nest to activate. Warning, excessive interference may cause system repair. His heartbeat quickened, it seems we have to take action. There is a lair in the edge area, and the system has marked a hidden mission. Let's move there. As soon as he finished speaking, there was a commotion at the door of the tavern, and several players rushed in. The IDs had the Sky Guild mark above their head, and they whispered, "Boss Hao Xuan ordered that the entire main city search for the Yifeng team. The bounty is 1,000 gold, who can provide the coordinates of 500. They said that boy has buggy equipment, and if you touch it, you will be banned." Tiniu. Slamming the table, the shield sounded, "Damn, have we caught up with the main city? Boss, let's retreat." Feng Yu's face changed slightly. The intelligence confirmed that Sang Qiong has expanded its scope and blocked all exits in the low-level area. Even spies have been posted in the individual area. The edge area is a good place to go. There are dense monsters there, and the guild does not like to touch them. The shadow blade flashed back from the door, the dagger was unsheathed, two Sang Qiong were scanning outside the door, and I recognized one of them was the miscellaneous fish in the canyon just now. "Boss Yifeng, take the back door. There is a path to the east teleport point, leading directly to the edge wasteland." And she put away the panel and grabbed the bow. "Yes, the edge area is level 25 to 35, with many hidden nests, suitable for hidden missions. I have analyzed Hao Xuan's gun fragments, and they have thunder properties. The guild will use props to track us, so be quick." The team quietly slipped out of the back door of the tavern, bypassed the crowded market, and activated the cheap teleportation scroll. Their vision turned dark and then brightened, and they reached the edge of the wasteland. The sky is filled with yellow sand, broken walls and ruins are scattered, and monsters roar in the distance. The system prompts, edge area, high risk, rich in hidden resources, and few guilds. Chen took a deep breath, the wind and sand hit his face. "The view here is poor, suitable for hiding. Find the nest first and unlock new skills." CC, Intelligence Navigation, Tiniu will open the way, Feng Yu will back up, Shadow Blade flanks, I will focus on the attack. They passed through the sand dunes, and Inshi's panel exported the map. 500 meters ahead, there is a hidden nest, Void Fissure. It is rumored to be a bug site. There is a phantom guard inside, level 28. After clearing it, skills may be triggered. Tree. Tiniu raised his shield in front and said harshly, "Here it comes. Boss, watch me hold on." The sand in front opened, and a group of phantom guards sprang out, their translucent bodies formed like smoke, holding blue spears, and their eyes flashed with code fragments. The leading guard king roared, summoning a sandstorm, and his vision blurred for an instant. Formation. The iron ox draws the enemy, and the wall of wind and fire seals the sides. Chen shouted, and activated his shadow escape, blending into the sand shadow and teleporting to the guard group. The phantom blade was swung out, hitting 3 rays in a row. The first hit cut off a guard's arm, and the shadow devoured energy to turn into a shield. The second hit was superimposed, ignoring the defense and hitting the core, and the guard disintegrated into data fragments. Iron Ox smashed his shield to the ground and shouted mockingly, "Come on, you phantom bastard. I, Iron Ox, am not afraid of your cigarette but tricks." 3 guards rushed at him, but he blocked it with his shield and lost 15% of his health bar, but managed to hold back most of the hatred. The wind magic staff danced, and the fireballs blasted continuously. "Brother Yifeng, the sandstorm controls the field, I will burn the way." The wall of flames rose, burning away the fog, revealing the weak points of the guard. The shadow blade rushed in from the side, and the dagger pierced the back of a guard's neck. "Boss, the weak point is the energy core." Sister Shiguang, the arrows suppressed the king. Enshi's bowstring was fully drawn, and she fired 3 arrows in a row, slowing down the guard king. Intelligence shows that the king has summoning skills, don't let it add troops. "Yifeng, can your bug intervention be used?" Chen nodded, activated bug interference, and a heat wave surged through the panel. "Control abnormality, create a glitch." The sand shook violently, the entrance to the lair was twisted, the guards were refreshed abnormally, several phantoms killed each other, and in the chaos, he slashed straight at the king with his shadow blade. The guard king's spear swept forward, but Chen Yi's shield blocked it, and a backhand combo exploded. The third hit was superimposed with a shadow, the damage skyrocketed, and the king's health bar dropped by 40%. It's now! He thought in his mind, controlling in crisis, this growth is like an arm and a finger. The Guard King roared and summoned void vines to wrap around the team. Tianyo was tied up and the shield was almost broken. Boss, I can't withstand it. Wind Whisper Fireball burned the vines, but the magic power was in danger. Hold on, I'll add healing. The Shadow Blade dagger cut off the vines, but was shot out from the side. Damn, this king has backlash. And she came to the rescue with an arrow and shot off the Tianyo vines. Yifeng, the core of the nest is on the king's chest. Break it. Chen Yi gritted his teeth. Shadow Escape dodged again, bullying the approaching king, and pierced the energy core with the phantom blade. Glitch energy surged in, and the screen froze. Lair clearing completed. Hidden skill tree activation. Unlock Void Call summons a phantom assistant, level equal to the summoner, lasts 30 seconds, cools down for 2 minutes, assists in combat, and increases the team's output by 20%. Linking the core code, traces left by developers are detected, and the secrets of the Void Layer emerge. A phantom assistant appeared, shaped like a clone of Chen Yi, holding a shadow blade, and instantly joined the battle circle, killing the remaining guards. At the end of the battle, the lair collapses, dropping blue crystals and skill books. Tinia gasped and laughed. Boss, this summon ox. Phantom helped me block a spear just now. I feel like I have an extra member of the team. Feng Yu wiped his sweat and said, yes, the output is doubled. Brother Yifeng, this skill tree connects the core, the developer's bug history, and the information Shi Guang dug up comes true. Shadow Blade picked up the crystal. There are more nests in the edge area, and the guild's pursuers are probably coming soon. Shall we continue? And she nodded with firm eyes. Haoshuan's guild is expanding its manhunt. The fringe area is temporarily safe, but your ID is hotly debated on the forum and we need to find allies. Yifeng, let's dig out this secret step by step. Chen Yi summoned a phantom to try his hand. The assistant's figure flashed and disappeared, and new power surged in his heart. From triggering the bug to actively summoning, the trajectory of this counterattack became increasingly clear. The wind blows in the wasteland, and the player's figure is vaguely visible in the distant sand and dust. The team gears up and heads deeper. The wind and sand in the wasteland are like wild beasts, swallowing up the blurry player figure in the distance. Chen Yi put away the shadow of the phantom assistant's clone and scanned the team. It seems that Sanqiong's spies have already bitten the tail. Cici, where's the nearest mid-level copy on the map? We can't hide all the time, we have to increase our resources and strengthen the skill tree. And Shi's fingers were flying on the virtual panel, and the bowstring was playing lightly as if to accompany the music. 2 kilometers ahead, there is the Broken Ruins, an intermediate copy, about level 30, suitable for our current configuration. The boss inside is an ancient guard, which drops crystal cores and equipment fragments, which can superimpose your shadow attributes. The forum said that the copy has hidden paths. Bug players occasionally trigger extra rewards, but the risk is high, and the guards will summon traps. She blinked and smiled wisely. Tianyo, the terrain here is complicated, suitable for tail swiping. You stand in the front row, the wind whispers the road, and the shadow blade flanks. I control the field to navigate. Let's challenge the mid-level for the first time. Tinia carried the shield and laughed, his footsteps clanking on the sand. Ha, Sister Shiguang is right. Boss, I had a great time drawing hatred from the lair last time. This time I smashed the boss. I used to be cannon fodder in the guild, but now I work with the team. I feel that the health bar is 10 times thicker. He patted his chest, and the dents on the shield were still shining with the newly repaired light. Feng Yu held the staff tightly, and the flames danced on the tip of the staff. Brother Tinyu, don't be too strong. My wall of fire can burn the path of the sand tomb in the ruins. When I saved you last time, the combo was invincible. Brother Yifeng, your void summons matches my output, the boss will probably die. She turned to Shadow Blade and said, Shaoran, there are many assassin traps in the dungeon. You are very agile and can help us find the way. Our team has grown up so quickly since we joined together here. The Shadow Blade dagger circled between her fingers and playfully rushed to Chen Yi. Sister Feng Yu, wrap it on me. Last time I picked up Sanqiong's wristband and gave it to the boss, quickly folded it up, and now I'm flanking as if I'm in an uninhabited land. Boss Yifeng, there's a sandstorm warning at the entrance to the ruins. I'll touch it first. Her figure flashed, blended into the sand shadow, and reported after a few seconds, safe. The entrance is cracked, like the mouth of a giant beast, with stone pillars standing inside, and a faint blue light flickering. The team speeds forward. The entrance to the ruins behind the dunes is as sudden as a cliff. The wind and sand roll up the ancient stone gate. The system prompts, enter the broken ruins, intermediate dungeon, guard the ancient secrets and challenge the guard boss, the Stone Soul Guardian. In team mode, rewards for perfect clearance are doubled. Chenyi took a deep breath and took the lead to step in. His vision switched to the dim underground ruins, with broken walls and ruins covered with vines, and the air was filled with dust and buzzing energy. Keep the formation, CC, you call the rhythm. The passage to the ruins is narrow, and the stone walls are covered with vague runes. Occasionally, there are small monsters, sand and stone puppets scurrying out. The Iron Bull smashes his shield and yells mockingly, "Come on, little stone." Iron Bull, specializes in treating disobedience. The group of puppets rushed towards him. He blocked it with his shield, and his health bar dropped slightly. The wind-whispering fireball blasted out and burned to pieces. Iron Bull brother, hold on. The wall of fire blocks the side path, the shadow blade rushes in from behind, and the dagger pierces the weak point. Sister Shiguang, suppress the arrows. And she shoots with arrows and slows down the puppet. Yifeng, the skill tree is warmed up, and you can control the field. Chenyi nodded, the phantom blade trembled slightly, and the hidden skill tree unfolded in his mind, like a network of veins, the roots of which were connected to the void layer. He felt that the attributes of the equipment were surging, the shadow swallowing and the void summoning began to merge, and there was a heat wave on the panel. Skill tree fully activated, fusion equipment, phantom blade plus void summoning, unlocking shadow and void fusion, temporary burst, output plus 50%, summoning enhanced assistant, lasting 20 seconds, cooling down for 10 minutes. A brief flash occurred in my heart. This fusion is like turning on a new engine, from passive triggering to active explosion, and the pleasure of growth rushes straight to my forehead. The boss room suddenly opened up, with towering stone pillars surrounding the Stone Soul Guardian in the center, a 10-meter giant statue with blue eyes flashing, holding a giant hammer, and stone chips flying around it. It roared, the ground trembled, and summoned the Stone Thorn Array, Intruder, Broken Bones. Tinia rushed forward and smashed the shield on the ground. Boss, I hold on. Full taunt. The giant hammer smashed down, and his health bar dropped by 30%, but the hatred was firmly locked. Withstand it. Shiguang, shout. Enchi's voice was as clear as a command. Tainyo is the main attack. Wind Whisper Fire Wall seals the Thorn Array. The Shadow Blade has a broken leg on the flank. Yifeng is the main output. I control the blood with arrows. The team is in sync. Don't break up. The foam magic staff dances, and the fire wall rises to burn off the stone thorns. Roger. Give the healing fireball to Tinyu. Output don't stop. The shadow blade pierced the guardian's knee with a dagger. The leg is weak. Boss, chance. The guardian swung his hammer, and the shadow blade narrowly dodged. Enchi's arrow hit his eye, and he slowed it down. Yifeng, the boss health is 70%. Chenyi activates Shadow Escape, blends into the shadow of the stone pillar, and teleports to bully him. Shadow Void Fusion, Explosion. The skill tree pulses across the board, the phantom blade blends into the void energy, and the sword expands into black and blue ripples. He summons 3 enhanced assistants, each one is like a clone, holding a shadow blade, and the team's output instantly increases by 20%. The first assistant rushed forward and cut off the guardian's arm with stone fragments. Chenyi's main body struck 3 rays in a row, ignoring the defense and hitting the chest core. The shadow devoured absorbed 40% of the life and turned it into a shield. This is how it feels. Team, press on. Tinio laughed. Old Daniel. The assistant blocks the hammer for me, and I fight back. His shield attack rebounded, and the guardian staggered. Wind Whisper fireballs blasted continuously, burning the stone armor. There is no solution to the fusion output. Tinyu, hold on, I will add buffs. Shadow Blade lasted a touch on the leg, Sister Shiguang, Arrow Seal Summon. And she fired continuously, breaking the Guardian Stone Thorn and refreshing, perfect. Yifeng, Nuclear Blast it. The Guardian roared, and the giant hammer hit a range of shock waves, and the team's health bars were all dropped, but Qinyi's shield was shared. The fusion burst continued, his Shadow Blade pierced the core, and glitch energy emerged. The screen was slightly stuck, the stone soul collapsed, and golden light crystal cores and legendary fragments dropped. System announcement, Broken Ruins completed successfully. The team's first mid-level challenge was successful, and the reward was doubled, the team's experience plus 5,000, and Qinyi's skill tree was strengthened. Tinya gasped and laughed, patting Qinyi on the shoulder. Boss, this fusion destroys the world. In the past, when I fought against the boss, I always had low health, but now with team support, I feel invincible. Feng Yu put away his staff and blushed. Yes, it was perfect for the first time. It's so cool to grow. Brother Yifeng, your summons saved Tinya twice. Shadow Blade picked up the crystal core, his eyes bright. The fragments add shadow resistance, give it to boss. However, there is a hidden door at the back of the room, and the cracks in the stone wall glow blue. And she came closer, bow and arrow alert, intelligence shows that this is an original twist, a hidden room. Yifeng, use bug interference to open it. Qinyi activated the skill, the panel shook, the stone wall glitch was distorted, and the door opened. There was a small room inside, with code fragments projected on the wall. The system prompted, bug clues found. Developer left behind. The void layer is connected to the reality helmet, excessive activation or triggering a system cleansing event. Unlock the hidden mission code tracking, collect 5 ruins fragments and uncover the conspiracy. Qinyi frowned, CC, the developer has hidden the connection to reality? Our counterattack will involve even greater problems. Before he finished speaking, the system alarm rang outside the room, external interference. Players invaded the copy. Enchi's panel flashed, it's broken. Haoshuan intercepted the falling information, and the forum was full of news saying that we have access to the broken ruins, and the falling crystal core can strengthen the thunder gun. He launched a bigger siege, with 20 elites blocking the entrance, and 2 mages sealing the space. Shadow Blade poked his head through the crack of the door. Boss, they are coming in. The terrain is complex and there are many stone pillars, use them. Qinyi's eyes flashed, retreat. After the iron bowl is broken, the wall of wind and fire blocks the way. On the Shadow Blade flank, CC and I are in charge. Bug advantage. The team rushed out of the hidden room, footsteps echoed in the ruins passage, and the sky elites rushed towards them. The leading assassin shouted, Yifeng, hand over the crystal core. Boss Haoshuan has a bounty of 2,000 gold. After Qinyi shadowed into the stone pillar, he summoned 3 assistants from the void. Team, terrain warfare. CC, navigate the side channel. And she shot the leading assassin with an arrow and slowed down. Left passage, sand tomb trap. Tinyu, taunt and pull 3. Tinyu smashed his shield. Come on, Sky Dog. I will support your whole family. He grabbed the 3 elites, and the wall of wind and fire blocked the pursuers. Burn. Brother Yifeng, counterattack and kill. The residual effects of Qinyi's fusion were not gone, and the Shadow Blade burst out, killing 2 assassins instantly, and the assistant hit the 3rd one. The bug interfered, creating a glitch. His control was abnormal, the stone wall of the passage was twisted, and several elites slipped off the sand tomb and disappeared with screams. The Shadow Blade dagger flew and killed the flanking archers. Boss, the terrain is invincible. They have many people but chaos. Haoshuan's voice came from a distance, angrily, don't let them escape. The thunder net seals the road. Blue lightning flashed, blocking the main road, but Qinyi's bug interfered, and the thunder net glitch short-circuited, and the explosion accidentally injured several of his own people. And she laughed, Yifeng, amazing operation. Turn right to hide the crack and lead directly to the exit. The team passed through the sand tomb. Tinyu withstood the last wave, and the wind whispered healing and blessing, hold on. We won. The wind and sand blowing at the exit, 5 or 6 Sangcheong elites chased after them. Chenny turned around and exploded, killing 3 of them in a row. The remaining ones retreated when the situation was not good. Shadowblade gasped, "The counter-killing elites, the forum is going to blow up. The team has grown, and they will be beaten 8 blocks away." Tenia wiped his sweat. "Boss, from chasing to counter-killing, this counterattack tastes too good." And she drew back her bow, her eyes flashed, "The crystal core is in hand, and the bug clues are also dug up. But Haoshuan will not give up, and we have to find allies for the next ruins fragment." Yifeng, continue to dig deeper? Chenny nodded. There were new undulating sand dunes at the end of the wasteland. The team's silhouette blended into the wind. The road ahead was still unknown but full of power. The wind and sand in the wasteland gradually subsided, and the team panted and stopped behind a hidden sand dune. Chenny wiped the virtual sweat from his forehead and scanned everyone. The counterattack just now was great, but that guy Haoshuan will not just swallow the loss. They have a large number of people, and the next resource point, Iron Ore Canyon, must be cleared quickly. Cece, has the map been updated? The crystal core can strengthen my skill tree, we can't interrupt. And she squatted down, and the virtual panel unfolded on her fingertips, like a flickering star map. She frowned and said, "Yifeng, bad news. The forum just refreshed, and the Sangcheong Guild joined forces with the Iron Blood Alliance and the Storm Gang to blockade the 5 kilometers around the Iron Ore Canyon. They are all elite players, with archers patrolling, mages setting up obstacles, and even the spawning of mobs being controlled. Hao Xian posted that if anyone helps block us, the bounty will be doubled. They are targeting your Phantom Blade, saying that it is a bug product and can be sold to the black market in exchange for server priority." Tenia clenched his shield, veins popping out on his face. "Damn, block the resource points? I was used by the guild as cannon fodder to drain resources, and now it's their turn to do this? Boss Yifeng, let's break through. Teniu, I will hold the front line and smash their patrol." He punched the sand, raising a small piece of dust. His health bar was not fully restored, but his fighting spirit was full. Feng Yu shook his head, tapped the staff lightly on the ground, and the flames danced on the head of the staff. "Brother Teniu, don't be impulsive. There are 3 alliances, at least 50 people, and the terrain is a canyon, which is easy to defend and difficult to attack. Our void summons and firewall can withstand it for a while, but we will suffer in a protracted battle. Brother Yifeng, you have to be smart. Shadowblade, you are very agile, can you go in and explore first?" The Shadowblade dagger turned in a circle in her hand and winked playfully. "Sister Feng Yu, I can do it. Last time I explored the ruins and flew up. There was a fog barrier at the entrance of the canyon. I flanked it and eavesdropped on their chat. Maybe I can pick up Haoshuan's plan." With a flash of her figure, she was about to run out of the sand dunes. Chenny raised his hand to stop her, his eyes steady. "Wait a minute, Xiaobian. This time we not only explore the path, but also steal information. The Haoshuan Alliance is so fast, it's not just a pursuit. There must be a conspiracy within them, such as how to divide your equipment fragments. I'll infiltrate, use shadow escape and bug interference to sneak into the enemy camp. You will ambush outside the canyon, and wait for my signal to counterattack." A flash occurred in his mind. "In the past, I always followed the trend to kill monsters, but now I have learned to take the initiative, and this strategy has grown, making counterattacks more organized." And she nodded, lightly pulled the bowstring, and his eyes shone brightly. "Yifeng, you are smart. The enemy camp center is on the north slope of the canyon, and the outpost is a temporary camp with an intelligence tent inside. I hacked into the side channel of the forum. There are loopholes in their alliance agreement. The Iron-Blooded Alliance wants to monopolize the crystal core, and the Storm Gang only contributes. Steal that agreement and you can disintegrate them. Be careful, the system has been alerting frequently recently, and your bug skills may be interfered with by repairs." The team split up and Chenny activated his shadow escape alone, blending into the shadow of the wasteland and sliding towards the canyon like a wisp of black mist. The wind and sand covered his footprints, and he teleported 10 meters to avoid the sight of the patrolling archer. The entrance to the canyon was filled with mist, guarded by the Iron-Blooded Alliance's shield warriors, and the Storm Gang's mages were laying nets in the air. Qin-Yi's heartbeat accelerated and the panel shook slightly. System repair prompt. During void layer anomaly detection, bug interference stability -10%. He gritted his teeth. Is his ability unstable? Gotta hurry. Sneaking into the North Slope outpost, the camp is brightly lit and players are walking back and forth. Qin-Yi was hiding in the shadow of the tent and heard Hao Xuan's voice coming from inside. Boss, Iron-Blooded Boss, that Yifeng's team has bug equipment. After getting the crystal core, we Qianqiong will get 70% and you 30%. The Storm Gang has done a good job in sealing the road. Divide it into 20%. But remember, anyone who dares to leak the secret will be eliminated by the guild. Another gruff voice said, Hao Xuan, stop talking nonsense. We, Iron Blood, have to prioritize the mining of your Thunder Gun. Qin-Yi took the opportunity to shadow escape and get close to the tent. The bug interfered and touched the panel lightly. The tent fabric glitched and twisted, creating a small gap. He reached out to steal the agreement scroll on the ground, a system item, and projected the details of the alliance. It turned out that Hao Xuan promised false information and planned to backstab Iron Blood afterwards to monopolize the mineral veins and crystal cores. My heart sank. This conspiracy is deep, and if you dismantle it, they will make dog eat dog. Just as he was about to retreat, footsteps were approaching, and an assassin from the Storm Gang came over. Who? Qin-Yi instantly executed the Shadow Blade Slash, and the Shadow Sword light passed by silently, but the panel shook again. Repair interference. The skill is delayed by 0.5 seconds. The assassin narrowly dodged, and the alarm sounded. Invasion. There is a thief on the North Slope. Qin-Yi's heart tightened, and the crisis of unstable abilities followed closely, but he did not retreat. The skill tree in his mind pulsed, and the roots extended. Skill tree evolution. Shadow and virtual fusion triggers hidden branches, unlocking the phantom clone, creating a perfect clone, with the same level as the original body, lasting for 1 minute, cooling down for 15 minutes, can act independently, share vision. Opportunity. Qin-Yi whispered, Clone, come on. A black and blue figure separated from his body. It looked the same as the original body. Holding a phantom blade, the clone rushed straight at the assassin, hitting the head with 3 rays in a row, killing instantly. Qin-Yi stole the scroll and summoned Enshi. Information is obtained. The conspiracy is for Hao Xuan to backstab his allies. Post to expose them and disintegrate them. Prepare to counterattack. The camp was in chaos. Hao Xuan rushed out of the tent, thunder guns and lightning roared, blocked. Yifeng is inside. The Iron-Blooded Boss turned pale. Hao Xuan, what the hell are you hiding? Enshi's voice rang in the team channel. Roger. In the side channel of the forum, I hacked in and posted anonymously. Tsang the Qiong conspiracy was exposed. Hao Xuan Alliance pretended to cooperate and monopolize the mineral deposits. Attachment protocol scan. Iron-Blooded Storm, you were fooled. Her fingers flew, and she cleverly resolved the system's channel blockade. It turned out that the Storm Gang had set up a trap to monitor, but she used a fake IP to bypass it, and the popularity of the post instantly exploded. Outside the canyon, Tinio laughed. Sister Shiguang, what a miracle. They are fighting among themselves, look at me. The team broke out from the ambush point, and Tinio smashed the patrol team with a shield. Full taunts. Come on, moles. The Storm Gang mage's thunder net just started. It was broken by the internal Iron-Blooded shield battle. Hao Xuan, you tricked us. A melee broke out. Qin-Yi's clone made a big fuss at the outpost, killing 3 sky archers. The main body joined from behind. Team, entrance to the canyon. Shadow Blade, cut off their retreat. Shadow Blade's silhouette is like the wind, and the dagger flies towards the Storm Gang defender. Boss, the clones are so cool. They are messing up. I'm going to hit you 5 times. The wind magic staff waved, and the wall of fire blocked the retreat. Fireball blast. Brother Iron Ox, withstand the charge of Iron Blood. They turned to the sky. Iron Ox shield blocked a wave of lightning strikes, and the health bar dropped to half, but Enshi's arrows controlled the field. Tianyo, here's the slowdown arrow. Yifeng, the clone summons an assistant, and the output is doubled. Qinyi nodded. The phantom clone synchronized with the main body, summoned 3 enhanced assistants from the void, and rushed into the core of the outpost. Hao Xuan's thunder gun swept over. Yifeng, die! But the clone blocked it, and the shared field of vision allowed Qinyi to predict. Shadow Escape teleported and struck sideways, and the Shadow Blade broke through the thunder shield. Your conspiracy is over. Glitch energy emerged, but the system was repaired even more fiercely. Bug stability minus 20%, phantom clone duration shortened by 10 seconds. Qinyi felt that his skills were receding like a tide, and a sense of crisis emerged. If this continues, the counterattack will be interrupted, and he must find fragments of the ruins to stabilize it. The Outpost 10 ignited, and the iron blood and storm turned into fire in the sky. Hao Xuan and his men retreated hastily. Damn it, retreat to the main camp. Yifeng, this account is endless. The team destroyed the outpost, the entrance to the mine vein opened, and the mobs spewed out. Tinia gasped and patted Qinyi on the shoulder. Boss, turning from defense to offense is so exciting. From being blocked to destroying their lair, they have grown like cheating. And she drew back her bow and beamed with joy. Yifeng, your infiltration unlocked new skills, and the team's tacit understanding is up. But the system is repaired frequently, your panel is shaking violently, and the bug crisis is approaching. We need to speed up the next ruins. Fengyu picked up the fallen ore, and his face turned red with flames. Yes, the iron ore can be used to strengthen everyone's equipment. Shadow Blade, the main operator of Pathfinder? Shadow Blade nodded, eyes excited. It's on me. Boss, this wave of conspiracy collapse. Hao Xuan is embarrassed. Qinyi put away the clone, feeling that the skill tree was slightly unstable, but the satisfaction of strategic victory outweighed the crisis. Let's keep the ore stable. Team, stay vigilant, there is still a long way to go. Deep in the canyon, the blue light of the mineral veins flashed, and the team's figure advanced. The roar of the distant guild was faintly heard in the wind and sand, and the aftermath of the conflict had just begun. The blue light of the mineral veins in the depths of the canyon was winding like veins. The team was sweating and swiping the mobs. The Iron Bull's shield shook the ground, and every blow caused ore fragments to fly. Qinyi's phantom blade slashed through a stone guard, and the shadow swallowed and absorbed life, turning it into a shield, making his health bar as stable as a mountain. Tinyu, pick up the pile of ores on the left first. Cici, are there enough crystal cores to strengthen the arrows? The drops of this wave of mobs are good, and they can withstand the shaking of the system repair. Tinia laughed loudly, raised his shield, and blocked the rock fist of the stone statue. Boss, that's good. I have a full health bar, and it feels like a pleasure to hit. I just destroyed the gang of moles, and now I feel comfortable doing mine farming. I used to be robbed of resources by the guild, but now I am in charge. He bent down to pick up a piece of blue crystal, and threw it into his backpack, his face full of pleasure from being transformed from cannon fodder to a pillar. And she drew an arrow from her bow and accurately hit the refresh point in the distance. She controlled the field and made the mobs huddle together. Yifeng, I got 5 crystal cores, and your skill tree can be upgraded to 1 level. Shadow Blade, don't miss monsters on the right wing. Wind Whisper, Firewall, control the entrance. Don't let the roar outside get close. She said while scanning the panel, her clever eyes flashed. A hint of alarm, the forum is still blowing up, the Iron Blood and Storm gangs have withdrawn from the Alliance, and Hao Xuan's sky is being called a dog. But they are not idle. Hao Xuan posted a new post, increased the bounty, saying that you are the king of bugs and wanted by the whole server. There are also more system alarms, and the stability of your panel has dropped to 70%. You need to find a stable point. The figure of the Shadow Blade was like a ghost, piercing the weak point with the dagger, and lasted 3 strikes on the stone statues. Sister Shi, don't worry, I will cut off the back. Boss, there is something strange in the depths of this mine. There seems to be cracks and hidden passages under the blue light. It was like the last ruins, maybe there is something big. She blinked, playfully excited, and came back from exploring the flank, with a flashing mineral diamond in her hand. With a wave of the wind magic staff, the fireball smashed the last wave of mobs, and the healing aura spread over the team. Shadow Blade Girl, sharp eyes. Brother Ifeng, it seems that the Iron Ore Canyon is not only a resource point, but there are bug relics in the depths. After clearing this wave, go in to explore. The team has a good understanding and sufficient firepower. She smiled as she picked up the ore, her face reddened by the flames, enjoying the growth from support to active output. Chinny nodded, put away the blade, and felt the skill tree pulsing slightly. From sneaking into unlock clones, to now strategically farming, this counterattack has made him no longer a follower, but a leader. A flash in my mind, the crisis is approaching, but the team is here, and bugs are my trump card. Okay, enter the crack. Cece, have your hacking skills on standby. If there is something encrypted, go ahead. Tinyu opens the way, Wind Whisper provides backup, and Shadow Blade probes. Everyone be alert, Haochuan's roar is approaching. The crack was like a hidden wound, and blue light engulfed the team. They slipped into the underground passage, the air became cold, glitch-like runes appeared on the walls, and the system prompt flashed, hidden area, developer restricted area, entering will trigger unknown events. Bug interference plus 50%, but stability risk x2. Qin Yi's heart tightened, and he activated Shadow Escape and took the lead. There's something wrong with this place, it's like the core layer of a game. Cece, scan the surrounding area. The passage was winding, and she unfolded the virtual panel, and her fingertips were flying. Ifeng, this is the bug overlay area. The runes are the old version of the code, the test traces left by the developers. There is a room in front, the door lock encrypted log. I will try to hack in. She pulled the bowstring lightly, and the arrow turned into a data stream, bypassing the lock, and the door slowly opened. Inside is a virtual laboratory, with a file flashing on the projection screen. Project Alpha, Unreal Continent AI Test, Simulating Reality Control. Player data is used to train the AI, and bugs are deliberately implanted to screen out those with high adaptability. The team was stunned, and Tinia's eyes widened. What? The game is not entertainment, but a test of AI-controlled reality? I wear a helmet every day to kill monsters, so I'm just a guinea pig. He smashed his shield, filled with shock from ignorance to awakening in his anger. Chenny moved closer to the projection, the bug interference was triggered, and more files were expanded. Developer conspiracy, AI affects players' brains through bugs to test real-life control. Rare equipment is bait, and hidden skill trees are screening marks. My Phantom Blade is the product selected by AI. He clenched his fists, growing with satisfaction. Mixed crisis, from weak chicken to master, it turned out to be an experiment, but this secret made the counterattack more purposeful. And she clicked her fingers wildly, cracking the second layer of encryption. Ifeng, look at this. The log mentioned that the agent Haochuan was implanted with backdoor code. He thought it was the guild's ambition, but it was actually controlled by the developers. He was chasing us to recover bug data. The Tsuncheon Guild was a cover, and he had an AI monitor in his head. Her eyes lit up, and she cleverly diffused the firewall that popped up. We have the evidence, scan his ID, and prove that he is being manipulated. Revealing this will help us win allies. Fenyu took a breath and held the fire stick tightly. It's too scary, reality is intertwined. Brother Ifeng, we have to ruin this AI test. Shadow Blade, there is movement outside the door. As soon as the voice fell, the room shook, and a high-level guardian crawled out from the wall, a mechanical behemoth, as big as a hill, with laser eyes scanning. The system prompts, Guardian LV.80, AI Defense Entity, Weakness, Glitch Core. Tinia rushed forward, blocking the laser with his shield. Come on, monster. I'll hold on, the team will deal damage. The laser bombarded him, and his health bar dropped wildly, but he turned on his taunts to hold on to his hatred. The shadow blade stabbed at the side, and the dagger pierced into the joint. Brother Tinyu, hold on. I'll fix the weakness, but this guy is thick-skinned. The wall of wind and fire blocked the escape route, and fireballs blasted continuously. Follow the healer, Brother Ifeng, use your fusion skills. Chenny took a deep breath, and the skill tree pulsed all over, Shadow Void Fusion, Phantom Clone, and Void Summoning. Skill Tree Evolution, Full Branch Fusion, unlocking the Phantom Overlord, temporarily integrates all Shadow and Void abilities, output plus 100%, summons an enhanced clone army, lasts 45 seconds, cools down for 30 minutes, but bug stability is minus 30%. He roared, "Fusion, open!" His body erupted with black and blue light, and 3 clones sprang out, each with a blade sharing the field of vision. The Void Assistant turned into a shadow army and rushed towards the Guardian. "Cece, control the field. Tinyu, move sideways." Chenyi's body teleported into the sky with shadow escape, and the 3 rays of Phantom Strike pierced the core in a row, ignoring the defense. The glitch energy exploded and the Guardian shield shattered. And she rained arrows and slowed down the laser. Yifeng, magical skill. The log shows that the core is in the chest, Shadow Blade, broken leg. The Shadow Blade dagger flew in, the beast knelt down, and the Iron Bull shield smashed the leg bone. Smash you, AI dog. Fenyu Fireball blasted the core, and the healing aura stabilized the team. The combo is perfect, brother Yifeng, finish. The Guardian roared and swept the laser, but Chenyi's clone blocked it and shared the vision to predict the trajectory. Now! The whole army's Shadow Blade slashes converged, a giant light penetrated the core, a glitch storm broke out, the Guardian disintegrated, and dropped, AI fragments. The team gasped, Chenyi put away his skills, and the panel shook violently, the stability dropped to 40%, but the joy of integration made him grow tremendously. From fighting alone to being the overlord of the team, this breakthrough was like the awakening of a king. As they were celebrating, footsteps roared from outside the passage, and Hao Xian's voice echoed, "Yifeng, I know you are inside." The whole Tsung Cheong group and the iron-blooded remnants are also pulling in. "This time, we will hunt them down and take down your bug tree." The pursuit escalated, dozens of players blocked the exit, and thunder guns and lightning blasted the door. And she said anxiously, "Yifeng, there are many of them. Hao Xuan's ID has abnormal fluctuations, confirmed by AI manipulation. Publish the log clips to pull away human allies?" Chenyi nodded. Bug Interference Communication Forum, urgent. Unreal Continent is an AI test reality. Hao Xuan is controlled by the developer, and the pursuit is to recover bugs. Evidence, encrypted log scan. Who is against AI? Join my team. The coordinates are sent out. The forum exploded, and individual players poured into the channel. "Really? I've been cheated by the guild enough. Yifeng, I'll do it." A dozen players who were dissatisfied with the power arrived and blocked Chen Qiong's escape. An archer shouted, "Shui Yifeng. Let's hold on and rush out." Hao Xuan roared, "False. Kill them all." But the inside was shaken, and someone whispered, "The log looks real." "Hao Xuan, are you being manipulated?" A melee broke out. Chenyi led the team to counterattack, and the clone opened the way. "New ally, thank you." "Tinyu, pull the front line." "Cece, expose more." And she controlled the field with arrows, hacked into Hao Xuan's panel, and projected AI fluctuations. "Look, the evidence." "Hao Xuan, you are not ambition, you are a puppet." Hao Xian's thunder gun swept wildly, and his eyes flashed with struggle. "Shut up." "No, this is not me." The pursuit turned into civil strife, the sky collapsed, and new allies joined the output. Chenyi's Shadow Blade broke through the thunder shield and hit Hao Xian hard. "Wake up, your conspiracy is caused by AI." Hao Xuan retreated and fled with the remaining troops. "Yifeng, I will destroy you for this secret." The team rushed out of the passage, and new allies outside the canyon cheered, "Boss Yifeng, I will follow you from now on. The AI conspiracy is too scary, we must work together to overthrow it." Tinius slapped his shoulders and laughed, "Boss, you have doubled your allies. From counterattack in the canyon to revealing the secret, this growth is invincible." Chenyi gasped, the skill tree stabilized, and there was hope mixed in the crisis. The secret was revealed, the main line moved forward, but the shadow of AI was deeper, the server competition was approaching, and the road ahead was full of unknown storms. And she came closer and whispered, "Yifeng, the fragments can stabilize the bug. Let's speed up to the next ruins." The team's figure blended into the wilderness, the hunting horn of the distant guild was faint, and the war had just begun. The wind and sand in the wasteland stirred up dust, the footsteps of the team and new allies reverberated, and the hunting horn of the distant guild approached faintly like a ghost crying or a wolf howling. Chinny wiped the virtual sweat from his forehead, turning the phantom blade lightly in his hand. The stability panel was still shaking at 40%, which made his heart sink. However, the addition of new allies was like a boost of blood, and the flames of the counterattack burned even brighter. CC, don't rush to use the AI fragments yet, keep them to stabilize the skill tree. Listen, everyone, the canyon is too lively, and Hao Xuan's bad guys will not give up. The next stop is the elusive Abyss, a high-difficulty copy. It is said that there are relics that stabilize bugs. If you brush it over, it can withstand the wave of system repairs. And Xi's bowstring trembled lightly, and she scanned the map while running. Her smart voice was a little urgent. Yifeng, the coordinates of the Abyss are locked, and the entrance is in the Rift Valley on the edge of the wasteland. Individual players on the forum are still responding to your post, saying that they want to join forces to fight against AI. We are extremely popular. But Hao Xuan's Sanqiong remnants have pulled the strings. Veteran blood, the bounty will be doubled, and I'll capture you alive. I'll analyze the fragments first. It's mentioned in the log that the Abyss is the core area for AI testing. Entering it may trigger a big event. She blinked and smiled. The team is working together. Tiniu will lead the way, Fingyu will back you up, follow up, don't fall behind. Tiniu shouldered his shield and roared with a loud voice, Boss, the Abyss sounds exciting. I have a lot of tank health, so it won't be a problem to take on the boss. In the battle in the canyon just now, I made the AI Guardian cry for father and mother. From cannon fodder to hero, this growth is so exciting. He patted his new ally and grinned with a strong axe. Boss Yifeng, my name is Lei Ming. I used to be used as a human shield by the guild. Now I have decided to follow you. I have a future in fighting AI. The flames of the wind magic staff flickered, and he said while healing, Brother Tiniu, don't waste your energy. There are many traps in the Abyss environment, and the firewall can control the field, but you have to save some magic. Sister Shadowblade, don't look too far forward. Sister Cici, your arrows control the overall situation. Newcomers, listen to Brother Yifeng's command. She smiled and sprinkled the halo, and the new allies nodded like garlic. A mage girl was excited. Handsome guy Yifeng, I heard about your magical skill of Phantom Overlord, let me see you. Shadowblade's figure was like the wind, with the dagger spinning around on his fingertips, and he turned back playfully, Sister Fingyu, don't worry, my flanks are stable. The entrance to the Abyss is coming soon, and it's dark below the Rift Valley, hiding a strong smell of glitch. Boss Yifeng, after entering, I'll touch on the weak points first, and then the team combo will start. Chinny nodded, and a hint of warmth flashed in his heart. From being a single-handed man to leading a team, the trust of this team has made him grow like a reincarnation. The entrance to the Rift Valley is like the mouth of a giant beast, blue and black mist is billowing, and the system prompt pops up, Unreal Abyss LV.75 high difficulty copy, environment, glitch chaotic area, multiple waves of boss, traps are triggered randomly. Bug interference plus 80%, but stability risk x3. The team filed in, and the ground under their feet instantly twisted. And she whispered, be careful. The first wave of traps, void cracks. Countless black cracks opened on the ground, and the suction pulled the players. One of the new allies was unstable and almost fell. The Iron Bull shield slammed into the ground, and he shouted mockingly, come on, you cheating Rift. I hold on, everyone jumps. His health bar dropped by 10%, but he held back most of the hatred. Chinny teleported with Shadow Escape, and the Phantom Clone pulled up the two newcomers. Hold on, CC, arrows seal the gap. And she rained down arrows, weaving a web of arrows like data flow, blocking the crack, sealed. Yifeng, there is the first boss in the depths, the Shadow Abyss Guardian Beast, a multi-headed wolf type, with a weak point in the tail glitch core. The team moved forward. Wolves howled in the darkness, the first wave of boss sprang out, 3 giant wolves pounced, claws tore the air, environmental traps were triggered one after another, poisonous mist sprayed, phantoms on the ground made it difficult to tell the real from the fake. The shadow blade dodged and pierced the tail of a wolf, prick at the weak point. Tinyu, pull the middle one. Tinyu put his shield on the wolf's claws and roared, smash you, AI lackeys. The health bar dropped wildly, Wind Whisper fireballs blasted the tail, and the healer followed up, combo. Brother Ifeng, side attack. Qinyi's phantom struck out with 3 rays in a row, ignoring the wolf's skin, and smashed a core, well done. Newbies, spread out the output and don't squeeze into the trap. The battle was in full swing, the new ally's Thunder Axe chopped the wolf's legs, and the mage girl's ice pick assisted. Boss, it's amazing. This tacit understanding cannot be matched by the guild. The wolves roared, and the second wave of boss was refreshed. The abyss worms emerged from the ground, and the acid spray corroded the equipment. Environmental traps were upgraded, the void storm swept up the players, and Inchi's field control arrows slowed down. Ifeng, the weak point of the worm's belly, the team is pulling in. Tinyu taunted at full speed, withstanding the acid rain. I'm so sour, Wind Whisper, milk me. The Wind Whisper firewall blocked the worm's retreat, and fireballs blasted the abdomen. Healing aura is on, hold on. The shadow blade dagger pierced the weak point and hit it twice, the belly exploded. Boss Ifeng, your void summons, go ahead. Qinyi nodded, the skill tree pulsed intensified, and the stability slipped to 35%, summon. The phantom assistant sprang out, strengthening the clone army to test its skills, assisting the team's output plus 20%, the glitch in the worm's belly exploded, and dropped, abyssal core fragments. The team gasped, and Qinyi picked up the fragments, feeling the bug energy pouring in. This thing can stabilize 10% stability, use it first. But Inchi's face changed, and the panel flashed red. Ifeng, it's broken. Hack into the system sideband. I scanned the developer repair patch, pushed to the whole server within 24 hours, specifically to erase the bug tree. Your phantom system will collapse, speed up the action, you have to rush to the third wave of core boss. The crisis struck like a thunder. Qinyi clenched his fist, and the flames of growth were blazing. From a weakling to this point, bugs are a trump card, and they cannot be thrown away like this. Everyone is on alert. The third wave, the Abyss Demon King, legendary level. CC, control the overall situation. Iron Bull, withstand AoE. Wind Whisper, full firepower. Shadow Blade, newcomers, output after the break. The Abyss Demon King rises, the giant shadow demon, waving 6 arms, and all environmental traps are activated. Glitch illusion allows the team to see each other's phantoms, and poisonous sting rain pours down. The Demon King roared, intruder, AI field, destroy. Tinyu rushed forward, shielded with 6 arms, destroy your sister. I can't bring down the tank. The health bar dropped by half in an instant, and Wind Whisper healed wildly. Brother Tinyu, move sideways. Fireball boom arm. The battle was fierce, and the shadow blade pierced an arm. The weak point is the core of the chest, but the shield is thick. The new ally Thunder Axe slashed the poisonous thorn. Boss, we can withstand it. Enchi's arrows slowed down the Demon King, and shouted, Ifeng, the repair patch has 20 hours countdown, your skill tree is at its peak. Full fusion, Legion summons. Qinyi took a deep breath, the panel shook, and bug interference was fully activated. Hidden skill tree pinnacle unlocked. Phantom Emperor, permanent fusion of all branches, output plus 150%, summons bug phantom army, size 50 units, lasts 60 seconds, cooldown 1 hour, stability minus 50%, but reverses the situation of the battle. Emperor, open. He growled, his body burst into black-blue light, and 50 phantom legions surged out like a tide. Each blade holder shared the field of vision, rushing towards the Demon King, tearing apart the shield. Team, gather the output. CC, arrow guide the army. Qinyi's body shadowed into the sky, the Emperor's blade pierced with huge light, the army ignored the trap and blasted the core. The Demon King's 6 arms swept wildly, and the illusion confused the legions, but Qinyi shared his vision and predicted, the left wing is steady. Iron Bull, bring hatred. The Iron Bull shield hit the root of the arm. The legion is awesome, the boss is invincible. The wind-whispering fireball merged into the legion, and a firestorm broke out. The output is doubled, and the core is shattered. It's over. The shadow blade stabbed the newcomer into the crack, and the Demon King roared and collapsed, dropping the AI core key. The team cheered, but the stability dropped to 20%. Chinny gasped. This peak has turned him from a master to a legend, and he has grown like a phoenix in crisis. Just as he was panting, the exit of the dungeon vibrated, Hao Xuan's figure flashed out, the thunder gun wrapped around the electric arc, and the AI's cold light flashed in his eyes. Yifeng, your bug tree, I'm going to fix it. The developer ordered it to be recovered personally. He broke in single-handedly, and the remnants of the sky were outside to fight, but Hao Xuan had already become the lone wolf, with his thunder shield fully open, spear-pierced Chinny. Let's duel, weak chicken counterattack. Watch me crush you. The new ally roared, Hao Xuan, get out. Boss, fuck him. But Chinny raised his hand, the team retreats, this is between me and him. Hao Xuan, you are controlled by AI, are you still awake? Hao Xuan's thunder gun blasted out, and the power grid blocked the space. Stop talking nonsense, you're Emperor's Legion, I will break the thunder field. The arc swept, Chinny shadowed to dodge, and his stability lost again, and his heart flashed, wisdom plus strength, this duel is a test of growth. And she whispered, Yifeng, his ID fluctuates greatly, and his weakness is the glitch at the back door. Chinny nodded, and 3 phantom clones came out, feinting to attack the front, and leading Hao Xuan's thunder gun to sweep randomly. Come on, careerist. The clones shared the field of vision, captured the flaw in the back door, teleported behind the main body, and stabbed the glitch point with the Emperor's blade. Wake up, this is a trick of the AI. Hao Xian groaned, his thunder shield shattered, and his eyes struggled. No. I'm not. Chinny was not willing to fight, and the shadow blade absorbed its thunder energy, transforming the shield. I'll take your equipment. After a heavy blow, Hao Xian knelt down and dropped the thunder spear, and the AI wave collapsed. Collapsed, he murmured, Yifeng, thanks. The team rushed forward, Tinia laughed, boss, I won the duel. This gun is for you, the output is more powerful. And she picked up the key, the repair patch countdown is 18 hours, the core area is open, let's speed up the AI push. Chinny holds the gun, the thunder shadow merges, the skill tree stabilizes for a moment, the hunting horn in the distance is closer, the storm of the server competition is about to sweep over, but the team's eyes are firm, and the counterattack is on the way. As the team rushed out of the abyss, the desert wind and sand of the illusory continent were still roaring, and the echo of the hunting horn in the distance lingered like a ghost. Chinny held the thunder god gun tightly, and arcs of electricity were running through the gun body. After merging with the Phantom Emperor, his panel buzzed, and the stability was stuck at 20%, like a time bomb. But at this moment, he felt that he was no longer the loser player playing alone. The eyes of the team were full of ironclad trust. Hao Xuan's remnants were pressing the formation outside, sporadic arrows were fired at them, Tinia blocked them with a shield, and shouted, Boss, these sky bastards still don't give up? Let's just run over them. And she drew the bowstring fully and shot down the leading assassin with one arrow. He scanned the system side channel while running, Yifeng, the hunting order has been upgraded, and the bounty has tripled. But good news, the countdown to the server competition has started. The whole server has notified that the competition will start in 30 minutes. Our alliance post has become popular among individual players. Thousands of people came to temporarily suppress the power of the sky. There are still 17 hours to repair the patch. I have hacked into the Abyss key, and the door to the AI core area is about to open. She blinked, with a thorny smile, Boss, who dares to look down upon you from a weakling to a leader? Chinny nodded, Shadow Escape took the lead to dodge a wave of ambush, and the electric light of the fusion of thunder and shadow swept away the enemy group. Everyone, follow closely, the competition is the stage for our comeback. Tian Yo leads the way, Feng Yu controls the field, newcomers, don't panic, let's move forward in tacit understanding. Thunder swung his axe, flying away the 2 pursuers, and laughed, Old man Big, I saw the battle in the abyss, your army was like a tide. I was used as cannon fodder by the guild, now I will follow you and kill these AI lackeys. The mage girl ice cone assistant said excitedly, Brother Ifeng, everyone on the forum calls you the King of Bugs, we will win the group stage. The Whispering Wind fireball blasted out of the wall of fire, blocking the way back. He said while healing, Brother Tinyu, keep your health bar stable. Shadow Blade, clean up the fish on the flanks. Sister Cece, map navigation, the map of the tournament is a chaotic wasteland with many guilds. We have to attract allies first. The Shadow Blade dagger flew and stabbed, finishing 2 kills. The one who was left alone, Sister Fengyu, steady. Boss, this event is the pinnacle of the server. If you win, you can go straight to the AI core and fix the patch. Let's delay first and fight later. The team broke through like a pack of wolves, and the individual players caught wind of the situation and gathered into a temporary alliance. The hunting horn gradually weakened. The system broadcast rang loudly, the server competition begins. Players from all servers will compete in groups. There will be 3 rounds of group matches, and the winner will advance to the finals. Rewards, legendary equipment, glory points, AI core access rights. The bug interference area is fully open, so play with caution. A giant light curtain rose in the middle of the wasteland, and players poured into the arena like a tide, hunting for guild flags. Chinese team fell into Group A, and their opponents were Iron Blood, Sky Remnants, and several small and medium-sized guilds. And she whispered, Ifeng, in the first round, the veteran charge type of the Iron Blood group, we used the Legion to control the field. When the match started, the Iron Bull's shield hit the ground, and he taunted the front row of the iron-blooded soldiers, come on, iron-blooded ironheads, I will support your whole family. The iron-blooded tanks rushed towards them like a herd of cattle, their axes smashed against the shields, and sparks flew everywhere. Chinese Thunder Shadow merged, and the Emperor's blade arced out, ignoring the defense and hitting the back row of mages. CC, guide the rain of arrows. And she bowed and arrowed, weaving a net, slowing down the iron-blooded formation. Lock. Boss, the Legion is on. Chinny roared, the Phantom Emperor launched, 50 Thunder Shadow Legions erupted like electric phantoms, huge in scale, sharing the field of vision to sweep away the enemy group. The Thundering Axe slashed the iron-blooded tank and roared, the Legion is awesome, the output is incredible. The Mage Girl froze the retreat with an ice pick, Brother Ifeng, a magical skill. The iron-blooded guild was caught off guard, the tank's health bar dropped wildly, and the president roared, this bug army is cheating. Spread out and fight back. But the team had a tacit understanding, the wind-whispering fireball merged into the army, and a thunder and firestorm broke out, healing aura is on, hold on. Shadow Blade assassinated the weak point on the flank, and the dagger broke the arm, last hit. Iron-blooded is over. At the end of the first round, Chinny's team crushed and won, and the system prompted, Group A won the first round, points plus 500. Players watching the battle were excited, and the forum was flooded with, Ifeng Alliance is invincible. From losers to kings, this counterattack is so exciting. In the second round, the remnants of the Tsang Chong came on stage. Hao Xian's men pulled out the stragglers and blasted them with thunder output. Qin Yi's eyes turned cold and he openly challenged, the remnants of the sky, Hao Xuan has woken up, are you still obsessed? Listen, all servers, listen up, I, Qin Yi, the king of bugs, openly invite all of you to fight. The truth will be revealed in the competition, if you lose, get out of the server. The light screen broadcast his words live, the president of the remnant party turned pale, Ifeng, you stole the boss's equipment and are seeking death. The battle broke out, the remnant party's thunder net blocked it, Qin Yi teleported with shadow escape, and the thunder gun counterattacked the Arc, Clone Legion, break the net. The phantom clones shared the vision, and the Legion tore open the thunder net and went straight to the core. Tinyu withstood the lightning strike, and his health bar dropped by 30%, boss, these thunder dogs bite. Full taunts. Fengyu blocked the road with a wall of fire, and the healer followed up, brother Tinyu, move sideways. Fireballs blast their mages. And she scanned for weaknesses, Ifeng, the remnants of the party have AI implants in the back row, glitch point on the helmet projection, arrow seal. Her rain of arrows hit the head accurately, and the IDs of several players fluctuated and collapsed, revealing the flaws of AI control. Lei Ming laughed loudly, "Boss, this is a cool challenge. Cut your thunder shield to pieces with an axe." The mage girl's ice pick assisted, "Freeze, output." The shadow blade dagger flew, pricked the weak point, and the remnants are scattered. The second round was easily won. Chinese team won consecutively and led Group A in points. And she gasped and hacked into the side channel, "Yifeng, what a show." The fix patch push was delayed. I used the Abyss core fragment and the AI key to crack a loophole, a 12-hour pause. But the developers counterattacked quickly, and the side channel log showed that they were in the arena. The plot of implanting the monitor is to use the competition to recover all the buggy players and force them to be offline and reset. Her eyes flashed and she smiled smartly, "Boss, your growth from being a single-handed player to leading a team makes me want to form a permanent team with you." In the third round of the group finals, the opponent was the Alliance Guild, and the melee became more intense. Chinese team attracted more individual allies, the total number exceeded 200, and the formation was like an iron barrel. The president of the guild laughed, "Boy Bug, no matter how fierce the army is, it can't stop the sea of people." But as soon as Chinese Imperial Army came out, thunder shadows flooded the front line like a tide, sharing the vision to predict each wave of attacks. "Team, gather." The Iron Bull pulls in, "Bustlin control the edge. Newbies, follow the attack." The Iron Bull shield hit the ground, "The sea of people? I'm taunting you." Fingyu fired fireballs, "Firewall, burn." Lei Ming and the mage girl hit the support, and the shadow blade broke and killed, "Boss, invincible." The battle was like a fire, the guild's sea of people collapsed, Chinese body disappeared into the sky, and the thunder shadow penetrated the guild leader, "Surrender, this arena is ours." After 3 consecutive victories in the group stage, the Group A championship was won, and the whole server cheered. Chinese stood in front of the light curtain, and his heart flashed, from a weakling in the university dormitory to the leader who attracts the attention of thousands of people. Every crisis along the way has forged him. Although the stability is low, the passion of the team makes him fearless. On the eve of the finals, as the firelight flickered in the camp, and she shared her diary, "Yifeng, the developers' conspiracy has emerged. Instead of fixing bugs, they are rewriting the server with AI core, erasing all players' memories, and being trapped in the fantasy continent forever." Hao Xuan wakes up after that. "He gave me a clue, there is a backdoor in the core area, and we can counterattack." Hao Xian came over, rubbing his head, with clear eyes, "Yifeng, thank you for the stab. I will pull over the remnants of the sky, and I will listen to you now. I will go straight to the core after the game." Chinny nodded and gathered his allies, "Listen, the whole alliance. We won the group stage, but this is not just glory, it is the starting point for counterattack. Tinyu, Fingyu, Shadow Blade, Lei Ming, Mage Girl, Cici, Hao Xuan, everyone has been growing since the day they joined. Sand people, follow me, destroy AI, and take back game." Tainyo slapped his chest, "Boss, the tanks are ready." Fengyu smiled, "Firepower is on. Thunderblade is stable." The mage girl said excitedly, "Ice and fire combo." Hao Xian clenched his fist, "Lei Yu assists." The camp is boiling, and the final map is locked, the elusive throne, with numerous towers and top guilds gathering. Chinny looked at the night sky. The bug tree was pulsing. Although the stability was in danger, the leader's flame burned away fear. The counterattack is about to begin. The giant tower of the elusive throne stands in the center of the arena, like a sleeping giant, and the AI halo on the top of the tower shines with a strange blue light. Players from all servers poured into the final map, guild flags were like tangled grass in the wind, and the shouts of killing were loud. Chinny led the team and jumped out of the light curtain, with the thunder spear in hand. The pulse of the Emperor's army made him feel the power coming like a tide. Teeny raised his shield and shouted, "Boss, this throne tower is the core of the finals. Take it and conquer it. Those guild alliances are holding the battle on the east side, let's go straight to Huanglong." Enchi's bowstring rang softly and he scanned the glitch point on the base of the tower. Yifeng, the map shows that the final alliance is a combination of Jagged Blood, Sky Remnant Party and several big boss guilds, with a total number of more than 1,000. But there is a change in the side frequency. The developer monitors are all turned on. They want to use the competition to recycle bug energy. Hao Xuan's Suncheong team is in the West Wing. Let's clear out the mobs first and gather allies to encircle the territory. She smiled with a smart look. Boss, from a weakling in the dormitory to this, the finals will be determined. Cool. Qinyi nodded, and Shadow Escape took the lead and flashed into the shadow of the tower. Everyone spread out. Iron Bull pulls forward. Wind Whisper Firewall controls the field. Shadow Blade flanks. Newcomers and Legion output. Thunder, Mage Girl, Ice, and Fire combo suppress. CC, monitor AI fluctuations. The team pierced into the melee like arrows, and the Sanren allies heard the wind and gathered into an iron stream. The tanks of the Iron-Blooded Guild rushed towards them, their axes smashed on the ground, and dust flew up. Team Yifeng, dare to challenge the alliance? The sea of people will bury you. The Iron Ox shield hit back, and the taunts were fully activated. Bury your sister. I will support you all on the server, come on. His shield was like a city wall, and he withstood 3 waves of charges, and his health bar was as stable as a mountain. Whispering winds, fireballs blasted continuously, and the wall of fire blocked the side road. Brother Tinyu, follow up with the healer. Fire rain falls, burn these iron heads. The thunderous axe struck in a whirlwind, flying away the 2 mages. Haha, it's so delicious. Boss, on the Legion, let's chop down the east wing. The mage girl shot an ice pick, freezing the retreat. Brother Yifeng, freeze their feet. Combo move. The Shadow Blade dagger is like a ghost, stabbing the weak point on the side. Second touch, these guilds are scattered. Qinyi roared, Phantom Emperor activated, 50 Thunder Shadow Legions erupted, arcs of lightning swept like a net, shared vision to predict each wave of attacks. The legions tore apart the iron-blooded formation and rushed towards the base of the tower. The Sanren allies followed up and shouted, the King of Bugs is invincible. Fight with Yifeng and conquer. In the first half of the finals, Qinyi's team was like a wolf among sheep, scoring soaringly. And she hacked into the side channel while shooting arrows. Yifeng, good news, allies have exceeded 500, and the alliance has successfully encircled the territory. But bad news, the AI core on the top of the tower is activated, and developer power is surging. Hao Xuan's ID fluctuates greatly, he is fused. Before he finished speaking, there was a loud thunder from the west wing, and Hao Xuan's figure emerged from the tower, but it was no longer the awakened ally. His eyes flashed with blue light, and the thunder field was like a wild dragon. All the remaining players in the sky were controlled by AI and turned into thunder puppets to attack. Yifeng, no, you all have to be recycled. Hao Xuan's voice was distorted, and the developer's power was injected into him. He merged into the ultimate boss, the form of the Thunder Throne, with a health bar as thick as a city wall and doubled output. The team was stunned, and the Iron Bull shield blocked the first wave of thunder nets. Boss, what happened to Hao Xuan? The developer did something evil. Qinyi's eyes darkened, and a trace of regret flashed in his heart. From enemy to friend, this guy should have redeemed himself, but was swallowed up by the conspiracy. Everyone retreats, don't fight hard. CC, skin his weaknesses, I activate the skill tree, and try my best to break the situation. Enchi's fingers flew, and the hacker invaded sideways. Yifeng, the AI fusion point is at the glitch on the back of the neck, the stability is low, but Ley domain AoE suppresses the whole map. I use the abyssal core fragment to counter-control and delay his explosion, give you a 10-second window. She smiled wisely and spun the rain of arrows to slow down the thunder puppet. Boss, rush. Don't let this broken AI ruin our friendship. Qinyi took a deep breath, and the bug-hidden skill tree pulsed across the board. From Shadow Escape to Emperor, all branches merged, the stability dropped to 5%, but the power was like a volcano erupting. Thunder Shadow Emperor Ultimate Form is activated, output plus 300%, the size of the Legion is expanded to 100, and Arc Shield surrounds. Team, gather strength. Iron Bull taunts to pull the boss, Wind whispers, Thunder and Fire fusion, Shadow Blade stabs weak point, Thunder Axe chops on the flank, the Mage Girl is in the Frozen Thunder field, and the newcomers are assisting. CC, navigate the back door. He teleported up to the tower with his shadow escape, and the Thunder Spear pierced the fusion point of Hao Xian, and the lightning flashed back the AI blue light. Hao Xian, wake up. The Iron Bull shield hit the ground, taunting, Thunder Dog, keep an eye on me. Team, output. His shield hit the lightning strike hard, and his health bar dropped by half but did not retreat. He roared, from cannon fodder to here, for the sake of brothers, I will crush you. The Finyu fireball merged into the Legion, and a thunder and fire storm broke out. The fire-healing aura opens and burns through your thunder shield. Brother Yifeng, hold on. The thunder axe hit the boss leg hard ministry. Chop this fake body to pieces, Brother Hao Xuan, don't let AI control you. The Mage Girl fired her ice pick wildly, freezing the edge of the thunder field. Ice and thunder blast, assist walking. Brother Yifeng, amazing. The Shadow Blade dagger stabbed the back of the neck and glitched, prick the weak point, developer, get out. The Sanren allies followed up, and the legions flooded the thunder puppets, shouting, Yifeng Alliance, destroy the conspiracy. Hao Xuan boss roared, the thunder net was fully opened, and the tower trembled, recover, all bugs. But Enchi's wisdom shined at this moment. She hacked into the AI backdoor, injected the core fragments, and reversed the monitor. Yifeng, now. The backdoor is open. I sealed his energy source, forced separation and fusion, but you have to destroy the core yourself. Her voice was trembling, but firm as a bow. Boss, from online friends here, let's counterattack together. Go and save the world. Chen Yi grabbed the window, and the shadows finally merged, teleporting straight into the heart of the tower. The Thunder Shadow Legion protects the body, the tip of his spear pierces the AI core, the bug tree reverses the glitch, and the electric arc swallows the blue light like a tornado. Developers, your conspiracy stops here. The core collapses, Hao Xuan's body is shaken, the blue light fades, he falls to the ground and gasps, Yifeng, thank you, I am free. The system broadcast loudly, the server competition is over. The Yifeng Alliance won and the entire server was unified. Bug fixes are launched and the AI conspiracy collapses. Rewards, Legendary Glory, Core Access, Eternal Legend title. The halo at the top of the tower shattered, and the sky of the illusory continent returned to blue. Players cheered, King of Bugs. Legendary Yifeng. The team gathered together and Tinia patted Chen Yi on the shoulder. Boss, from a weak chicken to a hero, this journey is awesome. Let's unify the server. Finyu smiled and treated everyone, the last battle with full firepower is worth it. Shadow Blade blinked, steady flanks, friendship will last forever. Thunder Axe waved, overthrow the conspiracy, deep brotherhood. The Mage Girl was excited, ice and fire combo, the divine team. And she held Chen Yi's hand, Yifeng, your growth, let me witness the miracle. Fixed team, forever. Hao Xian stood up and clenched his fist, the atonement is over, I will listen to you from now on. Chen Yi looked at everyone, and a warm feeling surged in his heart, from an ordinary player in the university dormitory, who was always used as cannon fodder by the guild, to this top expert, he has been transformed by bug counterattacks, team enthusiasm, in every crisis. The gun's stability returned to zero and became quiet, but he knew that this was not just a game. Thank you everyone, this legend belongs to us. All players in the server knelt down and the forum was flooded with news, the Yifeng era is coming. The helmet prompt sounds, counting down to offline. Chen Yi took off his VR helmet, the lights in the dormitory were shining, and the real air was fresh. He opened the forum and found that his ID had been linked to the game Glory, sponsor invitations, esports contracts, and individual players flocking to make friends. The phone vibrated, and Enchi's voice popped out, Yifeng, see you in real life? The coffee shop is waiting for you, from online to offline, the friendship never breaks up. He smiled and replied, here we come, the legend continues. Walking out of the dormitory, the sunset stretched his figure. From a loser to a hero, this growth is as complete as a game, full of glory and warmth.